Welcome to another edition of Bottom of the Bill, ladies and gentlemen. We got our boy Bobby Moody with us today.
How's it going, guys?
Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. Before we get started, let's do our obligatory cheers.
Yep. What do you think of this beer? It's pretty bad, right? No, it's.
I should have saved that for later.
Well, no, that's a very nice thing as a guest to say that it's very good. No matter what it is, you take the beer and you don't complain.
I'm a guinea pig for a lot of bars around here.
Yeah.
They're just like, I got a new beer. Here it is. I'm like, all right, give it a
That
shot.
sounds dope. How do you sign up for that job?
Well, I mean, I just kind of made my own job. It's not a real job.
Billy's like, how do you do that? I want to do that.
I want to do that. You walk into a bar and say, roll the dice.
Give me all your beers, please.
All right, so before we get started, just want to talk about a few shows we got coming up. May 2nd, we'll be at Tacos and Tequila Festival with Side Hustle. Also, December 3rd at Orange Blossom Review. And then the Hangout Express is going to be at the Local on Friday, April 30th. And then A1A Ale Works on Saturday, May 1st. And then I have nothing solo this upcoming week, so that's kind of annoying. But you guys got anything you want to promote?
No, because it's coming out on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So my birthday's on Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How was your birthday?
Yeah, it was okay. I was expecting more. No, it was good. It was a really good birthday. All my friends were there. I got a ton of presents. Bruce Springsteen showed up for a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I saw him.
We sang Thunder Road together. I can do the piano intro now.
Nice.
No, I can't. That was a lie. But I try. Anyways,
all right.
So I got that. Orange Blossom Jamboree's coming up though. So May 5th, 14th, 15th, and 16th, or I think it's a Thursday. I can't remember, but Greenhouse Lounge is playing. So get your tickets. They're going quick.
All right, cool. Let's get into it. We want to give us a little bit of background. How you got started doing what you're doing?
Oh, boy. From how far back?
Well, I guess like when did you discover that you were like passionate about music?
I mean, I was, I grew up on a lot of like classic rock and like, my parents raised me right music-wise. Well, not otherwise, but music taste-wise, they were very encouraging to like listen to actual music instead of just listening to the radio or whatever. But in high school, I kind of hit a turning point. I was going to be headed to the military, and then I said, never mind.
Really?
That happened to me too. Were you gonna go to the Navy?
No, I was in the Army.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I was gonna try out for the Navy band.
The Navy band.
Imagine. No, you have a Navy band.
Oh, no.
Can you imagine how bad I would have failed that?
Maybe you would have succeeded.
No, but like you can't try out for the Navy band. You have to sign up for the Navy first, and then be like,
True.
Well, you didn't make the cut, so you're gonna be scrubbing submarines the rest of the 4 years you signed up with us.
But you get to be in the band.
Yeah,
That's true.
so I decided not to join the Navy.
And you're from New Haven, Connecticut. We should preface that, right?
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't sound like you're from Connecticut at all.
No.
Not at all.
Up there is that's where I went to college, University of New Haven. I said UNH, and everybody goes, "Oh, New Hampshire." I'm like, close enough.
Yeah.
It's right there, that's where I went to for music. I was gonna go to like Full Sail, but then I didn't.
Yeah.
I chose against that. I didn't really like how they set everything up, class-wise and whatnot. And it was just close to home. I still stayed at the school, which annoyed the hell out of my parents. They're like, 20-minute drive. You could just stay here. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, you want the full experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be just driving into school every day. I'm just like, no, it'll just be another 4 years of high school.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's a little different. Yeah, my freshman year, I lived on the music floor, so we had like 50 kids, and it was all music students. So it was pretty rad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, were you playing an instrument before you went into school there?
Oh yeah. I mean, I was a solo artist for quite a while, and then I had my friend Matt join me on drums. So it was just a two-piece.
Nice.
It's like alternative rock, pop stuff.
This is like high school.
Like at the end of high school, and then starting into college, and that's actually how I joined up with Community Center.
Okay.
They stole him from me.
Oh, okay. They're like, well, we'll just bring you on as our sound guy.
Yeah, once I graduated, they were just like, "Are you busy?"
Nice. Well, so were you playing guitar in that project?
Yeah, I was the front man, the guitar and singing.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And what kind of shows were you guys doing?
I kind of just went after all of them. It was really cool because our style of playing, we could just kind of fit any bill. So if it was more of like a pop show, we could just make the songs more poppy. Like, it was
Okay.
the same songs, but we would just like play them a little differently. But then we were opening for like Aaron Gillespie for like the Almost and like Transit. Yeah, that was a fun show. So it's just like really dependent on who came through. We open for Q's what we aim for. That was a very interesting show.
It was in that like emo pop punk sort of vibe. Is what
Yeah.
you're going for? Okay.
Yeah. So it was kind of.
That's coming back.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting how it's coming back. Not just the sad song stuff that Connor's doing, but like
True. Yeah.
bands are writing new stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe it.
I think I saw My Chemical Romance was on a bill recently.
Ooh.
Oh, they just had to reschedule.
Oh, they did.
So they're now not going to be playing this year, but next year.
Are that many people going to see them where they have to reschedule for social distancing?
Maybe.
Really?
I don't. Well, I mean, the festival's still happening, but
Oh.
it's like, and then like the festival put out like a memo. They were like, hey, so if you don't want to come this year, your ticket will be good for next year.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That
But I'm
band's
just-
dope. Were you talking crap about them?
I never liked them.
I thought they were amazing.
Yeah, they're solid players and everything, but I wasn't into that. I saw them open up for Green Day when I was like 15.
Yeah.
And they put on a good show, but I was never into that kind of music though.
Yeah.
I wasn't really either. I just like music. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like
I
the
just
worst
have
person
like
for that.
a broad scope and range, and I just like to ingest it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Any way possible.
Yeah, how do you feel about jazz?
What about it?
Yeah, do you like
What
it?
about it?
I've never really gotten into it very much, but I will say that I don't like it.
Yeah.
Straight up, do not like jazz. I've tried listening to it, and the only jazz I like is Charlie Brown Christmas, and Dave Brubeck. Take 5.
Yeah.
Take Five.
That album's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Bobby, what was the scene like in New Haven or the surrounding area where you're from?
It was really good. I mean, yeah, we had a really, really solid music scene. Back in the day, we had a huge ska scene.
Really?
It was awesome. It was
Really?
so dope. And it just kind of vanished out of thin air. It was just kind of 1 year, it just stopped, and then everything was gone. And then it really just kind of got to the whole pop punk thing. It was just way too many pop punk bands for my taste. But, this is what was going on.
Yeah. Did you guys have a lot of venues there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially in New Haven. You got Toad's Place for one of them. That's a legendary venue.
Yeah.
And then it just like everywhere around, there's bars with venues and just random pop-ups here and there. A few of them had to close down because of COVID, and actually one of them just reopened, which is pretty dope. Like somebody bought the business.
Oh, nice.
So the Acoustic. I saw a lot of shows there. When they closed down, I was just like, damn. Just, hitting hard. One of those hometown venues, and I was just like, you gotta be kidding me.
That sucks,
But
man. Yeah.
but luckily they're new owners came in. I think they're gonna try to spice it up a little bit.
Nice.
make it a little better fit for the town.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So what kind of drew you to the sound engineering side of things?
So I guess that's what I meant by like how far back do you want me to go? Because like my dad's a broadcast technician engineer.
Okay.
For like a TV station. So when I was like really little, I would go into work with him at like 3 a.m, like my decaf coffee, like just like hanging out, and he would actually have me kind of do his job, which
Okay.
it eventually kind of caught up to him, and they kicked me out. Well, they said, hey, you cannot bring him here.
Oh my god.
And everybody else was like, little Moody, no. And that was, but it was really cool, just like being in a control room, like a bunch of monitors. I was just like, I really loved the behind the scenes aspect of everything. And then after I decided against the military, I was just like, you know what, let's go with this music thing. Let's just go for it, So it was kind of an interesting turn.
Yeah.
But I was always interested in music anyway. It just kind of happened to be that it worked out very well as a backup plan.
Right.
Yeah.
So was that was that your entrance into doing live sound and sound engineering through school, or were you doing doing stuff around town before, like at least like working professionally?
So I hadn't actually ran sound until I think in my senior year of college.
Oh, okay.
But I was also going for like studio. So
Right.
like one of my degrees is just like actual like music recording.
Right.
But then, so I was just kind of like, this is fun. I mean, I really love the studio. Like I'm one of those weird people that like I love setting up mics. Like in a studio, I'll take all damn day, and I will make sure that is perfect. That tom mic's just a little bit off. All right, cool. It just feels good.
Yeah.
But all right, take 32 on this guitar solo.
Yeah.
I'm just like, ah.
Oh, you would love me in the studio, bro. I'll give you a few hundred takes.
Live sound is just it's a little bit more energetic for me, So I don't have to just sit there and just be tediously moving shit around all the time on the computer, and like I actually can keep up with who's playing. I know a lot of so many musicians just because I do sound.
Yeah.
Versus if I was stuck in the studio realm, I feel like you don't really get to see anywhere even close to how much I do on a regular basis.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's also just like people in studio I feel like have their kind of like niche, like they'll do mostly alternative bands and this band or whatever. Like just kind of stick with that, but I might have a emo show on a Thursday, a reggae show on a Friday, and then a jazz night on Saturday.
Right.
It just covers everything. And I'm like, it keeps me on my toes. I get to do so much like all around the whole music industry versus just
one thing.
Yeah,
totally.
So it's a little more gratifying, I think.
So what was your experience like at school?
It was really cool. I learned from like just like top tier like professionals. It was really awesome. The only downside, it was like I think like maybe a third of the time I was there, I was taking classes that I didn't need to.
Right.
Hey, let's take another history class. Not history of music, just
History.
Hey, and that's when I kind of found out that high school's history was kind of bullshit. But
Completely bullshit. Yeah.
I'm just like, we didn't learn this.
Yeah, right.
When did this happen?
Right.
You mean they won the war? I could have sworn it was us.
Yeah. Totally.
But my teachers were incredible in the music side of things. One of my studio professors, John, I can't remember his last name right now. Super old dude, like just hunch over, monotone, like didn't really seem excited at all to be teaching us. And after a whole semester, like we're in our second semester with him, and he's just like, fuck it, we're just gonna watch a video. And he puts on this like Jimi Hendrix kind of like studio documentary, and it cuts to the control room, and that dude's sitting at the board.
No shit.
And the whole class was just like,
Oh yeah.
hey, wait, pause, back it up, wait. He was just like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
that was it. He was just kind of over it. Like, he was just like, yeah, I was there. But to him, it was just some kid named Jimmy coming into the studio.
Right.
Like that's just what it was. He wasn't Hendrix yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it was just like, oh, who do we got today? I don't know, some young weird kid who plays crazy guitar. His name's Jimmy. I don't know. But that was just him. It was just a normal work day for him.
Wow. That's so
that's
wild.
I definitely see how that kind of like overtakes like why he wouldn't freak out about it.
Sure.
Like he was just like, yeah, I don't know. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to set up these drum mics, how I mic'd Bad Company. I was like,
Back up.
it's like, get out of here. Like, what? Like, dude, what? You're just pulling these out of nowhere. And we've
Yeah.
already seen you for like a year. Like, I know most teachers don't really like, they're not trying to brag. They're not like, they don't want to come out the gate first day of like class being like, well, this is what I've done with my life. But I kind of wanted to know that.
Yeah, of
I
course.
might have spent a little less time doodling.
Yeah.
Like, I was
Yeah.
like, can we go back a semester real quick? I need to pay a little bit more attention.
Yeah, because it adds like some legitimacy to what they're teaching you.
Oh
you know?
yeah, exactly.
Duh.
So, but he was just kind of, that's just his style. He was just like, whatever, Oh yeah, this is how we're gonna teach you vocal techniques and how I like, mixed the doors. And I was just like, you gotta, it's like, dude, you gotta get out of here. Like, I was like, all right, cool. Thanks for being alive. Oh my god, this is crazy. It was a very interesting concept for us to just sit there and be like, okay, I want to learn from.
Yeah.
Versus pretty much the entire school career I've had before that, elementary to high school, I never really cared about what teachers really said. Like, I mean, I had a few good ones, but it was more just like, no, this is what I wanted to learn. Like, this is really cool.
I wonder how that dude ended up in New Haven, Connecticut.
Believe it or not, the music industry is not always lucrative for people. So
That is true.
So
We know firsthand.
so a lot of the times they end up just teaching. You know.
True.
I mean, they're not just teaching. It's not like it's just something to do, but it's just it's a route that you can go while still maintaining some
I don't know
stake
if
in
any
the
of these rubbish
music.
shows with Jimi Hendrix and the Doors and Bad Company. Seems like he's doing okay. Or
But they weren't that. But they weren't
witness
them at the
protection.
time, though. That's not who they were at the time, though. You know, it's like
Yeah, this is 40 years in the future, and he's no longer some 20-year-old sound engineer in the studio. He's this 6-year-old hunched over man who's just like, all right, kids, listen up.
right.
Like, I don't want to learn about computers. I'm fucking teaching you how the way it used to be.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can get that. All right, I figured it out.
He taught us the second semester was all about tape machines.
Yeah,
So, like,
exactly.
we actually like opened that up and like learned how to like fix them, and like he would like kind of just like not break it, but he would like take a part out and see if we could figure it out.
Cool, and I would love to learn
Yeah.
about that, but then also like
Antiquated.
so
Yeah.
useless now. But I always wondered that. Like I want to see like the actual specs of how they like did
Yeah.
the takes. Like I mean, how the fuck do you do a take on tape? It's crazy to me.
Well, you do a take, and then you listen back to it, and it sounds like trash,
Right.
and then you either cut it out.
Yeah, you literally have to cut it
literally
out.
So that was, I think that's what he wanted, like, to like teach us the beginning process, because
Yeah.
this was like the first 2 years of college. We were all doing analog before we got to the digital studio, so we didn't even see the digital board. It was all analog. Everything just like, I mean, then we recorded 2 tape, but he literally had us sitting on the floor with a razor blade and like tape, like.
Oh my
actual
God.
like Scotch tape. just,
Fucking
like,
Mr. Miyagi.
he was just like, all right, this is the section that I don't want in here. Fix it.
Whoa.
Like, I was just like, man, we're going back to basics.
Yeah, for real.
Like, he's just,
I mean, I
here's
guess
a razor blade and here's the tape. Don't mess it up.
I mean, I guess it's important to know, right? But I mean, like, there's no practical application
No,
for that these days.
I think, I mean, he probably had a teacher at one point who just made him do it, and he hated it so much that he was just like, if I ever teach anybody, they're definitely learning that. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it right back to them.
Right.
Like, somebody else has also got to do this. It's not just me.
Right. When you were there, did you have like, I mean, other than this professor, did you have like any mentors that kind of like really showed you, like,
Oh,
or
yeah.
you felt taught you a lot of things, maybe even outside of, music?
Oh yeah, my music theory teacher that I was lucky to have pretty much like all 4 years, because sometimes you don't get the class, or, you're on the wait list forever and it doesn't happen, and this was like the one guy you really wanted, and he was just such a badass. Like, he was just like, he didn't care at all what you thought. If you were wrong, he was gonna let you know.
Yeah.
Like, and it was just one of the funny things he would do after an exam. Next day we'd come in, and he wouldn't say the names, but he was that teacher that would go 92, 40,
Yes.
70, 34, and we're all sitting there like, I thought I did well, but that 34 is totally me. Yeah. Like, oh man.
I had a teacher like
And
that
then
too.
after he's done saying all of them, he's just like, it ain't me. It ain't me. Like, I was just like,
So
come
funny.
on, dude.
I had a teacher like that when I was in high school. She would call out all the grades, and then this is my English 2 teacher, Miss Hugh, if you're watching. So she would call out all the grades, and then it got to my grade, and she was like, "Oh, I actually can't say this out loud. You should probably come up to the desk." And I was like,
God.
I already knew. I slept like every day in that class. I literally didn't do one thing in that class. And I walked up, and she was like, You have a 9 on this.
A 9?
Yeah.
A 9.
Out of
And-
100?
Yeah, and she was like,
That's not very good.
You
she's
get
like,
points for signing your name?
Yeah.
I was she's like, I want to help you pass this class, but like, there's literally nothing I can do for you now.
Yeah.
Like, you have the worst grade I've ever seen. And it's just like, so, oh well, I know that you didn't call my grade out, but you might as well have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, my music theory teacher was like, there were a few kids like who just weren't getting it, and at one point I was one of them. I was just like, "Is this music theory too? If I don't pass this, I'm not gonna graduate." And like he would literally just sit down with you whenever, like not even office hours. He'd just be like, "All right, just show up to class like an hour early tomorrow, and I'll come in." I'm like, "You're gonna come in an hour early, just to like hang out with me?" Like like that's bizarre. You don't get paid enough for that. I know you don't.
Yeah, that's really cool when you had
care.
teachers like that in college, because like every one of my teachers just did not give a fuck if they were hoping you failed.
Oh, what?
Like I had a music theory teacher who was just like. Like one of those guys is like, look to your left, look to your right, one of you will fail, sort of situation.
Oh man!
And then kids that were in there for like they were just real good at singing, and they're like they don't know that much about music theory very much because they don't play an instrument. And then they'd be like, all right, name the fucking 4 notes in like A sharp diminished 7th or whatever. And they'd be like, and start crying, and be like, next, and just go on to the next guy. And then it'd be like my turn, and I'm like, I know this, but like. I don't want to like be like fast about it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I just felt I dropped out year 1. Like I didn't want to do it anymore.
I hated the lab part of music theory because
that was the best part.
Because I don't play piano.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I know how to, but that does not mean I can.
Well, I wasn't allowed to do that because piano majors aren't allowed to do the easy stuff.
Yeah.
That was the first first semesters that you had to learn for Elise. And I was like, I learned that at 8. Can I please be in this class? That's an easy A. They're like, no. You're learning fucking Beethoven, but it's a fucking, Moonlight.
I mean, I was getting the chords down, and I could, go up scales and stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all they wanted you to be able to do.
No, I know.
But the other kids, like you sitting in the corner,
yeah.
I'm like, can you shut up? Can you leave? Like,
Yeah.
You're good, man. I give you an A. Like, just a random kid in class.
No.
Yep, you passed. Let's get him out of here.
I flunked music school, like hard.
Yeah.
Hard.
Pretty hard, yeah.
I took 3 lessons when I was like 20, and this dude was trying to explain to me
Guitar lessons?
Yeah, triads, and I was like, I don't fucking get this, and I just stopped going.
Really?
Yeah.
But now you get it.
Yeah.
How did you learn?
I bought books and I just started reading stuff and learning.
You just fucking God damn it! You just go hunting
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
How about those fucking albums? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going wood. Yeah.
And now I know. Now I've got a pretty
stupid.
Now I've got a pretty basic grasp on music theory, but that's
you show me up all the time on music theory, and it's just annoying at this point. Like, everybody I always talk to, I was like the top dog at it, and then I know you'll say stuff. I'm just like, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
You just get it. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
That's how I feel all the time.
Yeah. But anyways, how did your experience in school help, did your experience in school help break you into the local scene at all?
No.
No. Okay. Because you probably weren't really able to maintain.
There's a venue up there, not anymore. It was called The Space.
Okay.
And it was in a giant parking lot with a bunch of businesses, and it was right smack in the middle. And then right across the parking lot was the outer space, and then through a little hallway was the Spaceland Ballroom.
Nice.
All owned by the same guy. Steve, you're awesome. But so like, I mean, I've been playing shows there. I was going to shows there since I was like 10. And then like I just kind of kept coming. And then I started, playing in that band. And like I would just shoot him an email every single day for any show. I was just like, I just want to play. I just want to play a show. How about that show? No? How about that one?
Yeah.
What about this one? And he just kind of caved in at one point. He was just like, sure, let's just have you play like almost every month, but like not even oversaturating it, because I just wanted to play it. Like nobody was coming out for me.
Yeah.
I wanted to be on the show to like make myself feel good.
Yeah.
Right.
But and then I mean it was one of those like classic little kid in the audience stares up at the sound engineer doing the show. I'm like, man, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
That looks really cool. And then like I started,
That's like a classic dream.
I was just
like,
going to say that.
So like you're going to a show and you're like, man, the fucking lights and everything are great, and then you just turn
The band's
100% around, and then you go like, Oh, that guy's living the fucking dream over
You
here.
literally took the words out of my mouth.
Not the fucking guitar solos going on right now. No. Fuck that guy. Sound guy's where it's at.
I mean, I don't know.
Classic dream.
I have that. I have that look on it. I mean,
Yeah.
If you do, you do.
I mean, it's, it's not like I was like, oh, I could never play guitar because I play guitar. Like, I wouldn't be on stage. I love being on stage.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I was like, nah, I want to do
That's
that.
funny.
That looks really awesome. It was, and then I hit him up at one point. I think he was looking for anybody who was an engineer. And I was just like, hey, man, I haven't graduated yet, but like, I would love to just come do it. And he's
That's
just
how
like,
you do
he's
it.
like, you again.
Yeah.
God damn it.
No, I hit him up. He was immediately like super stoked. He was just like, hell yeah. Let's like come on down today, I think. And it was just like, all right, I'll be there. I ended up working for him for a few years.
Really?
Doing everything. I was a sound engineer, maintenance guy, like janitor, barback / bartender. Because whenever I would work barback, that means they could go have a cigarette smoke for like an hour. Oh, Bobby's good. He's got this. So I'm like, oh, so I'm the bartender. Thanks. I would make more tips than they were.
That's how you have to do it when you're a kid or like coming up or anything like that. You basically have to be like the Goodfellas, how the whole movie starts out, where he's just like, I'll do anything. I'll do anything
Yeah.
just to be part of your
Oh
fucking
yeah,
mob.
I mean, I did door, box office,
Yeah.
like random stuff, all, like here and there. So I would wake up at like 7 a.m, go do 4 hours of maintenance work at all 3 of the venues, and then go home and eat lunch and do something, maybe go whatever, and then come back for whatever, like doing sound, working the bar, doing anything. So I would work there for like a good 16 hours a day.
I really
Oh, man.
the thing that does look like awesome to me is like there's like this camaraderie about like being like, oh, we fucking put on this show, and then also and then we fucking know everybody. We get to see them before the show and everything like that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I do really like that a lot because you get that for every band that comes in. As a
Yep.
musician, you're like, you played a show with them, like, yeah, we know, we're talking about
Yeah.
everything like that. Like we can talk and everything, but
No.
there is something about it that maybe you just saw that I didn't see. Maybe when I'm getting to the back nine, I'll think about being a sound guy. But until then, I gotta be front and center.
I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Front center
That's,
always.
And working there, just like how much I was there and there and there. I was just there and there, and then eventually I was, working the way up the ladder. I wasn't 6th string anymore. I was 3rd, and they some sound guys would call out, and then Steve would call me and be like, "Yo, I need you here 30 minutes ago." And I was just
Nice.
like, "I am there," and all of a sudden I'm doing sound for James McCartney, not Jesse, James.
That's Paul McCartney's
Paul
brother.
McCartney's son.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what is this? This is so weird. And he missed sound check. So he got on stage and he was like, hey, so I'm just going to go up there and start playing. If you can come up and just mess with my settings while you're playing to a sold out room, you want me to just walk up on stage and just mess with your settings. Even the pedals, he was just like, you just figure it out. I was like, what?
Oh my god.
But he was, hands down the most humble person I think I've ever worked with.
That's that's some shit only
A super mega rich person's
Yeah.
son would do.
Exactly.
Huh.
Exactly.
And then you find out after the show. See, this is where it kind of adds in, where you get to meet all these bands and hang out with them for a lot longer. After the show ended, I'm helping him take this amp off the stage. I was like, man, this is really heavy. He's just like, oh yeah, it used to be my dad's. And I was just like,
That's so awesome.
you were having me come up on stage while you're playing, for one, and then touching this gear that it was just really, really nice giant Fender bass cab that was just, I was just blown away. I was like, you're having me touch this stuff?
He's probably never had to learn any of the shit himself.
I was just like,
Fucking
man,
wild.
and he's just traveling around in a minivan. He's no tour bus, no
By
van.
himself, he has no crew with him.
I think it was just him and his wife,
Wow.
and that was it.
He's just doing it because he wanted to. That
Oh,
shit's
yeah.
fucking wild.
Definitely, yeah. So that stuff is that is just really cool to me. I'm just I'm having a beer with him,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is just a very surreal thing that's going on, and then obviously it kept happening more and more for other artists so I was a little used to it for other people, but that was one of the main first ones that I was just like, what is going on? I made one mistake that show.
What was that?
The house music I chose when he was setting up.
What'd you put on?
Lennon and Claypool.
That wasn't a good choice.
And,
I wonder why.
I got on stage and he was just like, "Who is this?" I was just like, "Oh, it's the Lennon and Claypool dream."
It's the other son.
And he went, "Oh."
Oh my God.
And that was like right before he played. So I was just like, man, I really hope that didn't get him like weirded out. Like I was just like, I don't know what to play. What do I play? My mind went, let's go to the other son.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I just
The other son.
The other son.
That's a
my
great
mind just
band
went
name.
there
The
and it
vastly
went,
more successful son.
Oh, Sean Lennon is
Yeah,
more
yeah,
successful.
yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I was thinking. Never mind. Sorry.
but that was really funny. He was just like,
Man, like only
That's too
one
good.
person in the world would fucking hate hearing that music.
right?
That's crazy. I never would have thought. I until right now I didn't know that Paul McCartney had a son. I had never knew that.
I didn't know that either until this
I
conversation.
thought
right
it was a
now.
joke,
Ooh,
and
yeah,
it
I
was
have
his
later.
name was just Jesse or James McCartney.
James.
It's like I was like he's Paul McCartney's brother is what I said. He's like, oh no, it's actually his son. And I was like, oh,
What?
well, everyone knows who Sean Lennon is.
Yeah.
Looks
And
just like-
Julian Lennon.
True.
Not so many people.
Not
know
as
that.
much.
No.
Hey everyone, just want to take a second to talk to you about one of our favorite music venues, Blue Jay Listening Room. Blue Jay is a space for true music lovers where every ticket is a backstage pass. Silence your cell phones, enjoy a nice glass of wine or craft beer, and be part of an intimate experience unlike anywhere else in Jacksonville. Hear national and local artists sing their original songs and share the stories behind them in a space carefully curated for the premier show-going experience. I personally have seen some of my favorite shows here, as well as having played with some of my heroes. Not only is Blue Jay a wonderfully unique experience, it has become a staple in the Florida music scene. Mention Bottom of the Bill on your next visit and receive 10% off your tab. Blue Jay is located at 2457 3rd Street South, Jacksonville Beach, and be sure to check out www.bluejayjacks.com for news, ticketing, and events. All right, well, how'd you get linked up with Community Center? You said that they took your drummer.
Yeah. So it's an interesting way that this happened because I was like during my senior year of college, so I was getting really busy. We didn't play any shows. We weren't doing anything. We weren't even practicing, and he was bored. So he just saw an ad on Craigslist, a full-time band looking for a full-time drummer that can go on tours and stuff. And he was just like, I think he sent a cover of like a Taylor Swift song. Like a drum cover, and they were like, boom,
Yeah.
like, and they just came by and picked him up, like, and then he was like, hey man, I'm going on tour. I was like, all right, cool. Well, but I knew that as like, I mean, all the bands in Connecticut go, hey, we're going on tour. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see you after the long weekend, dude. Like,
Yeah.
have fun in New York.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Northeast region, everyone just
and then
backdoors
he
around there.
was gone for 9 months. I was like, oh, you meant like a tour.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be gone
Yeah.
for a long time. So you could have just said, hey, you're losing a drummer.
Yeah.
Not, hey, I'm going on tour. Hey, look for another drummer.
Right. Right.
But it just kind of it worked out that way where because they didn't have a sound engineer and they desperately needed one. It was a 6-piece orchestral rock band.
What was it called again? I'm sorry.
Community Center.
Community Center.
Shout out.
That's the name of the band's Community Center.
Oh, he's wearing the shirt too. Nice.
That's a bear playing an accordion.
It's a depressed bear.
Sad bears.
Sad bear. Yeah, it was, I actually flew out to Oregon to meet them for the first time on tour. I mean, I met them one time before, but like I had not like actual conversation really. They I saw them play a show when they came through Connecticut with my drummer, and so I flew out there just for like a graduation present. Like my parents were like, "Hey, like we didn't get you anything for graduating college, which is a pretty dope thing to do."
Yeah.
So like they were like, "Hey, so like here's a plane ticket and some pocket money," and I was like, "Sweet." And I was just going on vacation, and then like they picked me up from the airport, didn't even like stop the bus, opened the door like as it was driving, and I hopped on. So like I love that, like the bus came by and I got on.
Yeah.
That literally happened.
That's
Like,
awesome.
and we went to the show, and they were like, the band who was like sharing the bill, were just like, oh, like you do sound? I'm like, I do. And they're like, can you do sound for us? I was like, sure. Like, all right, cool. Like I didn't even see it as working. I was like, this is my first time out west. I'm like, this is awesome. You know, stuff's legal over there. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm having a beer, having a smoke. I get to do sound. This is cool. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, the guitarist Brian, because they all like paid themselves out like as a whole, like at the end of the month. So they would just happen to line up, and he just like gave me his pay, and he was like, "All right, we'll see you in January." I was like, "What?" And then he's just a very quick, to the point kind of guy, and he's like, all right, I gotta go make a phone call, and I'm sitting there like trying not to cry. I'm like, what do you mean seeing you in January? What the fuck? Like, what's going on? And he's just like, yeah, whatever. I was just like, not whatever. What? This is amazing. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh,
And then the whole band had like a discussion about it. They were like, yeah, no, we need him.
Nice.
Like, yeah, you're ours. You can't leave. Like,
That's awesome.
Quick, lock the door on the bus.
Yeah, someone stole you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and then it was 3 years of just going around the country for 8 to 10 months at a time.
That's
It
awesome.
was a lot of fun.
How did you guys tour? Were you touring in a bus?
It was a shuttle bus.
Okay.
That was kind of built out. I wasn't there for the process of the creation of the bus, but they bought it from like a retirement company that would the bus would go around and pick up old people and bring them to the store or the church or whatever. And they left the wrap on the bus, like the decal and stuff.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So
No one's
just
gonna steal it.
yeah, so no one
Smart.
ever think twice. They were just like, oh, well, either that or they would think that one of the old folks stole the bus
Oh yeah.
or had dementia or something because it had Maryland plates.
Yeah. Right.
Why are you in Oregon?
Yeah.
Let's find the old guy who drove this bus here.
Oh my god.
The guy they bought it from used to drive the bus. His name was George, so that we called the bus George.
That's nice
We just
homage.
named it after him.
Hell yeah.
But it was cool. You'd walk on. There were 6 seats, and then the driver's seat. So if we ever run into a problem, we are not laying in the bed. We are totally sitting in the seat. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because that's illegal.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
Well, if it's not like an RV, you can't just these were makeshift bunk beds.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely any other state but Florida, you can't do that.
Yeah. No. Well, one of them was an actual bunk bed from like Walmart. That was on the left. Yeah. Another bed up top.
How big is this
a
bus?
bed down. It was just like an airport shuttle bus.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen Bonnie Blue's bus at all?
Yes.
Yeah, it's.
Oh,
like,
it's the same size. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
sure I'd imagine it's Bonnie Blue is a shuttle bus also built
Yeah.
out with bunks in the back. And
Yeah.
I was just like same size. Oh, you seen it? Okay.
I was my bed was the only one widthways with the bus, and it was all the way in the back, right above all the gear. You remember when you were a kid on the bus going
Yeah.
to school? And
Yeah.
you would hit a bump.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're in the air.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's still true to this day. Especially when you put 6 band members' gear underneath that bed.
Oh my god.
So all of a sudden I'm dead asleep. It's like 6 a.m. The pianist Lacey would do a lot of work online, so she would be like driving to a Starbucks for Wi-Fi, and all of a sudden at 6 a.m. I went to bed at probably like 5. I am in the air, like whole body just in the air, and now I'm falling. I don't like this. Oh god.
Oh my god. That's gotta suck.
It was. That was like the one weird part. I was like, man, I am just gonna hop out of this bed once and it's gonna be done.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad.
Well, so was that your first time going on the road with those guys?
Oh yeah.
And so I guess outside of that situation, what was the biggest adjustment to being on the road like that?
Biggest adjustment. I don't even really know. I guess living with 6 other people 2 inches away, like for that long, like
Right.
that was really like. The band itself broke many barriers. 3 of them were women, 3 of them were guys, and then there were 2 couples in the band.
Oh boy.
So you're already breaking every stereotype of like, hey, what's the number 1 rule? Don't date someone in the band. Oh, you're getting married.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you're also getting married, which is dope. So the 2 couples in the band are now they're both married. But it was just such a weird thing of like living so close. Like my bed ends here, their bed ends here in the bus, and my head's here and his head's here all the time.
Yeah.
and there's nowhere really to go. Like, you know, we're at a Walmart parking lot at 3 a.m. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
You
you
know?
just gotta kind of deal with whatever situation's going
So
on.
it was you know 7 different personalities, 7 different schedules, just varying age ranges. So it was just like a very weird time to like kind of get used to everybody.
Right.
You know, it's not like you're sleeping with one new person. You're sleeping with 6 new people.
Right. Right.
So,
What kind of sound rig did you guys travel with?
for the random times that we actually needed a PA, like just your classic like 2000 Yamaha PA setup.
Really?
Like it was absolutely nothing crazy.
Really?
Like it was just a really shitty like 8-channel board, and in those cases we pretty much just used vocals. Like
shit.
I had to tell every single. I was like, guitar down a little bit, bass, yeah, a little bit more on the a little bit more on the low end. Lacey, can you please turn down the violin? You know, like
That must have been like the easiest gig in the world.
Oh well, no, that's what makes it harder
no
because
one's
I don't
in
have
control.
I don't have control over it,
Yeah.
so I have to keep telling them every single. So
Yeah.
I can't just go. Oh, like I need this to be quieter. I need to go. Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
I see what you're saying.
damn, you. Yes, you.
Yeah.
No, not them. You.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But most of the time, it was, you know, we'd walk in and to like an actual venue who has a PA, and I'd say 99.9% of the time, the sound guy immediately had a heart attack when seeing the band load in.
Yeah.
And then the biggest relief ever when I came up and said, "Hey, man." I'm
the sound guy.
I'm the sound guy.
That's one thing I've always wanted to know about going on tour with a sound person. 2021. when you go to the venue and you talk, you like you're walking in. Like, do they tell the other sound person to go, just go home for the night? We don't need you.
No.
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 So they are still there. Sorry. All right. That's the end of it. They're still there, right? And so they're just like kind of just like doing good stuff, or like just making sure that you don't
It
you know,
was
break the fucking china.
Yeah, it
situation.
varied really just from town to town. Some of them would be like, all right, well, like can I check them? And then
Yeah.
like you'll come in, I'll set it up, and then I'll go have beers for the next 3 hours, and like while you do your thing.
Sounds like a
and
great
like
job.
and I'm just like, yeah, no, that's totally fine. But other times they were just like, come on in, like sound booth is yours. I'll be over there having a drink. See ya. Like,
You ever feel like you were getting babysat at all by them? Like they
Oh,
were like
yeah.
telling you what to do too much, or
Yeah.
there's and then
That's their babe.
Yeah.
They're telling the venue owner, "Wait, all these other guys.
that
Yeah.
one of the
Better than
first
me.
times I was introduced to the X32, I didn't realize that they had an iPad connected to it, and I'm sitting there. And this is Knoxville, Tennessee. This like the faders are just moving,
Yeah.
and like stuff's changing, and I was like, no.
yeah.
No. What? And I look over at the bar, and like the sound guy is just over there doing sound. He told me, he was just like, oh yeah, you go for it. It's all
Oh
you.
my.
And he's just over there changing everything I'm
What
doing.
a
That's
dick.
so
I was
funny.
like, dude, get out of here. You gotta be kidding me. And I remember I walked up to him one point. I was like, oh, cool, you have an iPad. Hey, can I use that real quick? And then I didn't give it back to him.
That was the other question I was gonna ask. So like you're walking into these venues and everyone's different, and that you have a different board every time you go there, or do you have your own board from the bus that you bring in?
So that's that was a weird thing, but also a really cool thing because I know how to use so many different boards now.
And I think that's
Like,
that's the key to being a
Yeah.
good touring sound person.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Well, that's the thing. Like sometimes, like if I'm up at Archetype and like a touring sound engineer comes through, they'll like
Say
load.
engineer. That's way better.
Okay.
Sorry.
Vice Overlord of Vibration. Thank you.
Vice Love that.
great.
You've thought about that.
I have somebody has actually called me that before, and it was awesome. It was the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
I was just like, yes. I mean, I told them to, but
Yeah.
but no, it was a very like, you know, they'll load like a file like on my board, but it's like their setup, but then they have to run through all of the EQs,
Right.
like everything. I'm like, why? What was the point of that? Like all your monitor mixes are now trash because you didn't use my settings.
Right.
But then, like, I mean, sometimes they would just dial it in. Like, they just go through and still do it. But I was like, man, that hour was just so useless. Like, why did you do that? It just doesn't make any sense.
Because I've always seen one jam band that I've always seen with a sound engineer come on tour with them was the Mantras.
Yeah.
And he would bring this giant.
Yeah.
Did you ever see him?
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, we're not using your fucking board. I'm bringing my own. You never seen this before?
You just hand me the lines.
I saw P Group do
You know what I'm
that.
talking about, right? P Group did that too.
Yeah.
So I guess that might be the thing. Is just like once you get to like a certain level, is that like a fucking giant like cock in the room situation where you're like, no, we're not using your fucking tiny little board. Bringing my pulpit to the fucking stage.
I think the only, I mean, it might be a little bit of that, but or just more comfortability for them.
Yeah.
What I think is weird is when somebody brings in the same exact board.
That's ridiculous.
I'm just like, you're gonna set up right next to the sound booth with the same board.
Yeah.
And I just hand you the lines that are going into my soundboard to you.
Right.
Into the same board. Okay.
And then I imagine
like, let's do it.
Yeah.
if you go on tour that way too, and you don't put yourself in that situation to learn different things, like you're not gonna learn anything. You're gonna be, no offense, only useful for that one band, and that's it.
Well,
oh yeah.
Maybe
not though.
I have a question.
If you only did that their whole life, then you would never have any problems, and everyone always hired you.
Well, I have a question kind of building on that a little bit. So it's one thing to be mixing in the same room night after night, different bands, but it's another thing to kind of mix a band in different rooms every night and still get them to sound like them.
Yeah.
So what's that experience like?
That was it's kind of funny. Sometimes the band, like members of the band, would see me before the show, kind of like walking around the room aimlessly.
Yeah.
Like whether there was another band already playing or even if it was just house music. Like I would just kind of walk around, go to a corner, and like close my eyes, and they'd see me like staring at a wall. And they're just like, what the hell are you doing? Like, I'm listening, guys. Like, shut up. Like,
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, my guys. I'm figuring out the room. I'm walking the room everywhere, every single corner. Where's the bass traps? Where does it get crazy loud? Like, where's the dead spots in here? Just figuring it out. But that's, like, one of those things. So, like, every single night, it's not only you look at a different soundboard. Like, that threw the band off. Like, the guitarist is using his guitar. I'm not using, like, it's like if you were playing keys and every single show you had to play a different keyboard.
Yes, no, I don't want to ever. I guess it is because it's like your instrument, a different instrument and everything. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But that's just like, so they were just like, man, we never understood. Like it was like I think like a year after like already like I had been touring with them. Like they finally asked me what the hell I'm doing. Yeah. Like they were just like, all right, someone's got to talk to Bobby.
Yeah,
this has got to stop.
Getting fucking schizo over here.
Yeah, I just like walk around. Of course, you have the little tools like the equalizers and stuff like so I'm trying to figure out how this room is going to sound. How do I need to mix the band in this room differently?
Yeah.
Which is, it was a challenge for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, mostly because we're not playing, ballrooms or giant venues that are just like kind of the same. Like these are just dive bars.
Yeah.
It's Shantytown. It's Rain Dogs. It's like just places that are like, I don't know how this is gonna work.
Yeah.
Like, everything is concrete. Dang it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, but it's interesting because it really puts you in a position where you have to really think creatively as a sound engineer.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So what kind of like if there's a situation that you can talk about maybe like that's very difficult where you had to come up with a creative solution.
Let me think. Especially at places that the people were not there to see us. That always made it difficult.
Yeah.
We'd play like random bars. This one place in somewhere in Southern California. This guy already did not like me. He did not want me doing anything. He did not want me behind the board, but like just because we were playing for 3 hours, he was just like, never mind, you do it. It was like a pool hall, and like we were like stuck in this little corner, but like in the corner that was dug out. So it was like the stage it was just a box, and like all the way over there, and no one's over there.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to actually like see how I can make the band sound good, but over there. which was just very interesting. And then every 2 seconds is because all the pool tables and stuff.
Right.
And this guy was so impressed that it sounded really good, just like over where he was sitting at the bar. He was just like, "All right, you got me." He came over to apologize by bringing me a shot and a beer.
Nice.
And he was just like, "Man, this is awesome." Like, and most of the time people didn't know who we were. Like, they would see an accordion and a sax, and they were like, "What the hell's going on? Like, I don't understand this. Like, I don't want to do this. Where's the rock band? Where's the dad rock? Where's
yeah.
are they gonna know any of your songs? No, all originals. Cool. For 3 hours, and you're not even jamming. There's no cool dance jams. No."
Yeah.
Just like, they're like, "Well, we booked you, so yeah, I guess do it." And then all of a sudden, like after 2 songs, the whole place is just like, "What the hell? Who are you guys? What is going on?"
That's awesome. Yeah, it's wild playing in original bands and trying to do the bar circuit like that, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it rarely goes over well, even if you're
I was
good.
about to say, like, I've never gotten that response. If you're playing a chicken restaurant and you start playing original songs, people are like, "Go back to the chicken restaurant music, please."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no covers or anything like that? That's
No
awesome.
covers.
Well, maybe a couple.
No.
0 covers? How do you
Well,
do
and no jamming. This was not a
Yeah,
jam band.
so,
This is 3 hours of original, like singles.
But they're like-
like
Wow. I was going to say, they're like, like epic 15-minute songs, right?
no.
No.
they're like-
3 minute
They're like
3 minute bangers.
Three,
Wow.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And it would just kind of grasp everyone's attention just based on how versatile the music was. I that was one of my fun things is watching the band write, because I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah,
So
right.
I just got to sit there and just like kind of enjoy the process.
So
what,
you'd
like,
be
they
with
go
them while
through.
they were writing?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
But they didn't have any time to write like at home. Like
Oh, so
they're
it's
only
over the road.
they're only home for 2 months out of the year. So like it's, hey, we got a show later, and who wants to try that song again? Like, set up next door real quick, or get to the venue early and just be like, "All right, well, I'm gonna sound check you guys," and they're literally writing a song.
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
it's so crazy. And
I
but
can't imagine.
they'd be like, "All right, well, this is like the dancer part, like a kind of like a ballerina dancer part, but then it goes into like this weird 70s cop theme, like sax solo." And like, so that's like how they like would kind of have these creative ideas. Like Brian, like the guitarist, would just be like, "Oh yeah, Debo, like I'm feeling like a 70s cop kind of movie vibe," and then he would just like play a lick, and he was like, "How about you change like right there?" And he'd play it, and he's just like, "Perfect, all right." And I'm just like, that's so weird, like just on the spot. Think of like, all right, 80s like mystery novel.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, this is that part of the song, and I'm sitting there like, man, where do you come up with these things?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Frank before?
Frank.
No, you haven't.
I don't think so.
Okay, it basically sounds like that band for sure.
Yeah, okay.
But it's basically just a hodgepodge of like the guy is like so out there and weird. He just wears this giant head that looks like Astro
Oh,
Boy.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Have you seen
yeah.
that
I don't think
before?
I've seen it, but I know.
Watch
Yeah, I
it.
know
You
what you're
should
talking
watch
about.
it. And then it turns out it's Michael Fassbender the whole time, one of the best actors ever. I don't think that's a surprise or anything. And I think I'm gonna make me a drink. Do you guys want anything? I don't have any more beer. I got some meeting land.
I'll take another one of
All right.
tequila.
I'll go get drinks.
Or
Talk amongst
water,
yourselves.
rather.
Yeah,
Talk
you
amongst
drink
yourselves.
water? What are you talking about?
So do you? Nice. Billy just flicked me off, guys. If you didn't catch that.
Yeah, sure.
So do you feel like, or how? Not do you feel like? Of course it did. But like, how do you feel like that band prepared you for your next step in your careers, or in your careers? I'm on it today.
I mean, at this point, I do have multiple careers. Like, I'm doing sound, lights, doorman,
You're kind of running the
security.
show over there.
I'm just kind of, I dabble in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
But I mean, even on tour, everyone had a job. That's how the band ran. Like, the bassist was the social media expert. The guitarists and pianists were the booking agents. Debo and Amanda were like all merchandise, inventory, all that stuff. So like everybody played a part and it was like just like a thing. Like,
Yeah.
so I didn't do just sound. Like I kind of just had to do a bunch of random stuff.
Okay.
So that definitely kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say that definitely like led up to how I'm kind of just used to doing things now. I would really like to just kind of focus in on like sound, like production at least.
Yeah.
I gotta do sound and lights. Lights are really fun to do, but that stuff I don't know. It was definitely a lot more intense than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, especially at first, I was just like, yeah, this will be fun. And then after 3 years of doing 8-month runs, it was just kind of like, whew.
I mean, an 8-month run, that's a lot, man.
Oh yeah,
The longest I ever did was 2 months.
and that's not just playing, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
That's like every night.
There's a show on Monday. There's a show on Tuesday. There's a show on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it's somewhere else, you know.
Well, because people don't realize that a night off on tour can kill the tour. Like 2 or 3 days off in a week.
Yeah.
That will financially bury you on the road.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's all the it's crazy. So I mean, to be working that much, and that's why I'm saying for 8 months that's like, again, I did 2 months. That was the longest I've ever done, and that was fucking brutal.
Oh yeah.
But like 8 months on the road, man, especially living amongst 7 or 6 other people.
But it was cool because, like, you know, you would get back like from that 8-month run. First week, all right, cool, chilling on the couch. This is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I have a fridge upstairs with food in it. Like, this is amazing. I could just kind of do whatever. I have a car. I could go hang out with some friends. Like a week later, I'm just like, man,
ready to go.
Where's come on? Like, we got another 2 months of waiting. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
I used to tell my band leader, I used to tell him like, hey man, I've just been having like trouble sleeping. Like when I get home, it's just like it's weird just being in a bed, and it's weird just like being in one place. I get anxious. He said, "Why don't you come over? I'll take you for a spin around the block in the van and get a nice nap in." I was like, "Okay,
That's pretty funny.
That's fucking hilarious."
No, I definitely felt that. It was strange. I mean, especially after, you know, like 3 tours, like in.
Yeah.
It was just like, I mean, I understand the necessity of having a home, but it was just like, this is not where I want to be. I don't want to be just hanging out, flipping through channels right
Feel
now.
unproductive.
I'm just kind of like, man, this is really bringing me down right now. And then like also because the band was so spread out, like, you know, I couldn't even just like hit up like this axe player and be like, hey, do you want to hang out? Oh yeah, let me drive 7 hours to Baltimore real quick.
Oh no shit, it's like that. All right.
You know, so it was a very interesting dynamic how they were all so spread out. I mean, the bassist lived like near Philly.
Wow.
The guitarist and pianist also lived in Maryland, but like Southern Maryland.
How did they manage all that?
Everywhere else.
It's not that far away.
Well, he's saying 7 hours from one of his bandmates. It's pretty
Well, yeah,
wild.
who's
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy?
Me. I'm the one 7 hours away from them.
Oh,
Well, mainly.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I know the drummer lived up there too for a little while.
Philly and Baltimore are pretty close.
But then, like, it was just kind of depending on how long that break was. I mean, Brian and Lacey really have this crazy life where they've been, like, lab assistants at Johns Hopkins. They recently went and became Alaskan fishermen for a couple
There's
months.
adventurers.
Who are these people?
They're now pilots.
Yeah, because that's easy to be.
Yeah.
And not only pilots, they're like training other people how to be pilots. And I'm like, 2 years ago we were like in a dive bar,
Yeah.
getting wasted and just like playing music, and now you're literally flying like high end like customers their rescue puppy. Like, which is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's a flight I would take.
Well, why did the band break up? If you don't mind me asking.
I think I was the youngest, so like it definitely didn't hit me as hard. But after 3 years of running through like that was just way too much.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of fun. You know, it wasn't really like a thing. The bassist kind of gave a timeline at the very beginning. They were like, all right, 3 or 4 years from now, kind of revisit the idea of what we're doing here. If we've made it, we've made it. If we haven't, it's been fun. So she kind of told the band, she's like, hey, so Saturday is going to be like, you know, it was the end of the tour, but she's like, that's going to be my last show.
Oh,
And then everybody else
that's
was...
the way to do it, though. Don't fucking
Yeah.
drag it out.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be like Cher.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When are you gonna quit? Sorry, it's an unpopular opinion today.
I thought you were making reference to Sonny Bono, honestly, but that's which would have been really. She just wrote it. She was just waiting for him to die. You know what I mean?
Anyways,
But
but
everybody else just had a life to live, you know.
Yeah.
Other plans and
so
other
age
things to
got
do.
you.
Yeah, and where I'm like, you guys are done.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not doing another like 3 years, like, you know.
Well, I mean, you know, I think that it's hard to maintain that lifestyle being on the road, especially when you're playing gigs that may not actually like. This is not like to dig in on anybody or whatever, but like. Doing bar gigs on the road doesn't really actually lead you anywhere. You know what I mean? It can kind of get you stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
And you get stuck doing that same circuit for years.
Oh, yeah.
And then you don't grow because it's hard. You know, ticketed shows in other cities are hard to make money and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So you know, if you get stuck in that rut, it can wear on you after 3 years of just
And
touring
then,
for 6 to 8 months.
sometimes it was like just like a breath of fresh air when we would go back to a town. Say like I'm trying to think of like an obvious one. Or a not obvious one. Like Hood River and like Oregon. We would go back after like 6 months of not playing a show, and like maybe there were like 30 people at the last one, and all of a sudden we walk in, there's like 120 kids.
Really?
And we're just like, what the hell happened? Who are all of you?
Yeah.
Who are you? Get out of here.
Yeah.
And but it was just like so weird because we expected it to be the opposite. All right, there were 30 kids last time, maybe like 20 will show up this time, maybe 15. Who knows? Maybe they all have work and they'll all say never mind. Like it's like
right.
None of them you came out. All right, cool. So like there was like just little moments like that all over the country that were just like we haven't seen these people in forever, and then like it wouldn't just be the people like that we just like see all the time just because like that's where we stay. You know, like hey, we're hitting up them again, so like we have a place to crash and it's not a Walmart.
Right.
But But then it was just kind of like, okay, so we're definitely getting somewhere. Might not be very far, but we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
It's almost like I don't know. It's almost like throwing out a net and then just I kind of see it both ways, like being bad and good. Because like you said, like you'll go and do that, and then I mean if you just stayed in that market and you know wherever you're from, and like you know New Haven or whatever,
yeah,
you never would have gotten that response. But at the same time, like. Yeah, do you think that it's more of that or it's less of that doing that bar circuit? Because it seems like there would be less of it.
Yeah,
and that's just like law of averages, anyways.
True,
but
I mean, and then I feel like places that it did actually start to grow, like it wouldn't necessarily be like some random dive bar. It'd be like an actual venue we would go back to,
right?
Sure.
You know, so like okay, those places are the main tour stops. Like we would literally plan
what
tours
around
anchor dates.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we had. It's like it was cool because we would actually have like the corners knocked off. You know, like we'd be like, all right, well we already have like 2 weekends booked in Jacksonville for the year, and then so where are we going from Jacksonville? All right, well we could go to Tulsa, or we could just say screw the entire Midwest and go straight to Montana, which we've done before.
What?
Where do you play in Montana?
Butte, Montana's
no,
awesome.
No, you did not. No, what was that? Tell me, was that? Fuck, what was that place called? Butte, Montana.
I was about to say, yeah.
I played in Butte also. Was where the bar where there's like an apartment upstairs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
It was like was there a lot of wood?
Yeah. That's the same place that you played at.
Bullshit. It's like just two characters. Like, yeah.
No.
Was there an apartment? Was there wood?
Was there some wood around?
Nailed it.
You don't get it. There's nothing in Butte.
Nothing.
This is the
I've
only
been to
place to
Montana
play.
too.
No, but you've not been. Have you been to Butte, Montana?
You mean Buddy?
Yeah,
That's what the locals call.
you heard of
I've never been to Butte, Montana.
It's where Butte juice is from. They stopped
Butte
making
juice.
juice. It sounds like it looks like butt juice.
I've driven through there. I went to Glacier National Park. Is it close to there?
Hey.
It's like right at the
I don't
border
know.
there.
But
Prettiest place in America.
But I'm just saying that that's like the one place to play music in Butte. So that's why it had to be that place.
And it was just like there was like the cliche regulars at a bar like that. Like it was just like the grumpy old war veteran, the just kind of like the bartender who's just been over it for 40 years. She's just like another god damn.
Yeah.
And like, so even for them, us would be a breath of fresh air. Like, they'd be like, I don't know why you guys would want to play here, but whatever. We had way more fun in small-ass towns like that than ever going to, like, Nashville or,
Well, yeah.
you know, giant places. We were just like, well, I mean, you would kind of think that that's where music might be hitting it off. Nah, music's going on in Butte, Montana tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because there's nothing else going on, so when they see a band like
Yeah.
that, it's like, oh my god, they get so excited about it. You know?
Yeah. That's the. You ever been to Awendaw?
No.
No. Awendaw, South Carolina. It's like
Awendaw?
Awendaw.
How do you spell that?
AWE Daw.
DAW.
Awendaw.
Out of all the
AWENDAW. Yeah.
freaking claims in all the small little cities, I've never heard of that one. In South Carolina?
It's right outside of Charleston.
Oh, yeah. Chucktown.
But
Why don't you guys just play in Charleston?
because why would you play in Charleston when you could play in Awendaw?
I get Ondaw's a good market. I get it. Yeah.
But it was that same kind of thing that we would play this thing called Barn Jam.
Okay.
Shout out to Eddie White. He's like the town orthodontist, but he loves music. So he throws mini music festivals every single Wednesday for the past like 12 years.
Okay.
Just like on there's just
Every
this little-
Wednesday?
every single Wednesday, and he has like touring bands come in. Not
That's
like anybody
dope.
huge, but like Eddie. If you're a musician on the road, like you've probably played there. Like it's so weird to like. He just does this. He doesn't even play music. He told me, he's like, I don't even play an instrument at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, but you just do this? Like, this is awesome. It's so crazy. But it's every Wednesday. What else is there to do on a Wednesday and on nothing?
What is there to do on a Friday and all?
I don't know. We never went on Fridays. We'd always be there on a Wednesday.
Yeah. That's actually a good move also, yeah.
So, like, I mean, the entire town would come out to this thing. Like, I mean, just hundreds of people would show up. And, like, there were vendors, a bunch of food, but, like, it was just everyone's having a great time, and it's just this little tiny, it's just like this little grass area that had a broken down barn. That was it. And that's where that was one of the most fun places I've ever been. It's so crazy.
Outside of Charleston.
I'm telling you, some of those small towns, it is really fun. We played in, what was it, what's that place in fucking is Arkansas or some shit, but Hot Springs, Arkansas, which is where Bill Clinton is apparently from.
Yeah, and that's a stop on the Oregon Trail.
Is it?
No, I don't know. Sorry.
I just like agreed. I was like, oh, for real? That sounds legit.
Yeah. Only on the MS DOS version though.
But yeah, man, like people just go ape shit in those small towns when they see like good bands playing. So
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
you don't get a lot of bands through there, and then when you do, it's like local bands playing Freebird and shit
Yeah.
like that. So
We played at the Barn Jam. What was it? When was that solstice? The
Eclipse, you mean?
eclipse. Yeah,
Yeah.
solstice. The eclipse. What was it?
It was. I think it was on the
2018?
solstice. I don't know, but my favorite picture ever is Donnie staring straight at that thing. Not even hand over his head. Oh, I miss you, Don. If you're out there, I miss you, bud. I miss you. All right, but yeah, it was like I think it was like 20.
I think it was 2017.
2018. Let's
Let's
just
go with 2018. Wait, no, it wasn't 2017.
It was in August.
It was in 2017
All right.
because we were in Washington in August of 2018. So we would not have been there.
yeah,
But it was funny because we had to play like right after, like the eclipse happened.
yeah.
How the hell are you supposed to follow that up?
Yeah.
How? I mean, like right before the eclipse happened, it was a really really awesome artist named Pierce Eden, and like I mean he just killed it. Everybody loves him. He's like a very well known person around those parts. And like the eclipse happened, everyone's crying, everyone's having a great time. This is a beautiful experience. And I'm like, hey guys, we're gonna play some music if you care. Like, you know? I mean, they really did. But it was just it was such a weird, like, well, it's like if, you had to go on after, like, one of your favorite artists. Like, it was just like, no, and they didn't open for you. They just happened to go before you.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, that was the really, really awesome thing that just happened. And, like, the band's playing. They're just like, man, how does the sun do that?
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah, it's like a
It was
once
a
in a
very-
lifetime thing, and
yeah.
then all of a sudden you get to hear his band play.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do again? Why are you so special?
Yeah, it's hard to play through distractions like that. especially something as big as I think the biggest one I had to do is this. Some girl like jumped up and landed on her leg the wrong way and broke her leg in the middle of a song.
Oh man,
we were in a jam, electronic jamtronica band. We were playing for 18 minutes, and I look over to my guitarist, and he was a bit of a hard ass. He's like, "Fucking keep going,
keep going."
And so we're just playing this like major jam. It's all happy and pretty, and like the EMT's coming in, and everybody's kind of like half
Jamming out.
dancing, and then I'm like, "Dude, we should stop." We didn't stop.
Yeah.
And then they wrapped her leg up and took her out, and then it was better. But then also kind of a little bit of bad taste in your mouth. Like, did you really just fucking just keep playing?
We had a similar situation where we were doing this blues jam every Thursday at at a
Shores?
No, it was Harmonious Monks when that used to be there at the beach, and and this lady just all of a sudden come and I don't know, you weren't here when that place was around, right?
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I was not here.
So they had like these trusses that would come up the side of the stage and then over the top, and there was like lights across the top, and then they had like the wires running down the truss on the side.
Do you know how a stage looks?
Yeah, well, just to set it up for people that don't know. So
what is a truss?
Yeah. So this lady comes up and she just starts grabbing like the truss. And she grabs like my guitar cable, and then like my bass player at the time runs over and then like gets her to get off, and she starts like she grabs like the truss full force, just like dancing and going wild. All of a sudden she starts getting electrocuted from all the wires in the truss.
Wow!
And then this musician goes over, and like I didn't know what was going on, so we're just playing. We just keep playing through.
Yeah.
And this musician comes over that was in the house, and he like literally like obviously because if someone's getting electrocuted, you don't touch them, right?
No.
So he kicks her over.
That's what they tell you to do.
And then this guy walks over, and is like, "Why are you fucking kicking a girl?" Oh my god! It's like this whole fucking thing breaks out, and I'm just like looking around, like, we're just gonna keep this moving, guys.
Let's provide some background music real quick.
Yeah. Show must go on. Good Lord,
show must go on. She was wild though.
I thought mine was bad, but that's way worse.
Well, so how did you make it down here to Jacksonville? That's a good segue. How did you make it to Jacksonville?
I just touched a pole, got electrocuted. I woke up here. I don't know. Just all of a sudden I was here. Yeah, I know that after the band called it quits, I went home and I was just like, nah. Not feeling this at all. I don't like it. So it took a little while. I tried to plan stuff. It didn't work.
Yeah.
You know how you're supposed to do things responsibly, like have a place to live and a job lined up?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I slept on some couches. Didn't really know what was. I did a few gigs at Rain Dogs, like here and there. I was just kind of feeling it out, and I was like, this might not work. I might have to go home. This is kind of weird. And then started doing shows at like Justice Pub, like regularly. I was just like, all right, cool. All right, we're getting somewhere. I can stay. The guy I live with now, Ryan, he hit me up when he saw that I needed a place to stay, and he was just like, hey, man, I got an extra room. Like, it's super fucking cheap. And I was just like, okay, so I'm actually going to do this thing for real, because it came close to it. I was just like, guess Jacksonville was the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Because you guys beat out a couple other places. I'll let you know. Like, you guys, this was not just like only place I had to go.
Like south side of Chicago? Like, where else? The city sucks.
No, it does not.
Nah,
I
love this town.
I really wanted to go to Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really, really fun town. Right outside of San Francisco. Not in San Francisco. I probably work in San Francisco, but I didn't want to live there.
In Eugene, Oregon? Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I got my states mixed up. I was like, Oregon,
Oh, yeah.
no, Washington, never mind. Okay.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Pacific Northwest, so like that's
Same,
you
yeah.
know, that's where my main goal was. I was just like, I'm gonna move there. I'm gonna move there. Jackson. All right, going the wrong way. Jacksonville. All right, cool. This is where we land. But that was just like, I knew people down here. I knew the music scene like already, just based on playing shows here.
You guys played here a lot?
Oh yeah.
Where did you guys play?
It was a banger every time. We would mostly play at Nighthawks.
Okay.
We did a couple of times at Rain Dogs. That was a little bit more packed. But then it gets even more packed than that because we would do like a Monday night at Shantytown.
Okay.
It would just be like we would do like a Friday or Saturday show at like either of those places. and then like hang out for the rest of the weekend because like that's just we had friends here. We want to hang out. We're not going to see you for another 6 or whatever months or maybe even a year. Who knows?
Right.
So let's hang out for a minute. And then like they're like, well, why don't you just do like your actual community center thing? You know, because most of the time we would just be playing a show by ourselves. You know, there's nobody else on the bill. It's 3 or 4 hours of community center, and that's it.
All of the bill.
All of the bill.
Not bottom of the bill or top of the bill.
No, we were top of the bill, middle of the bill, and bottom.
Yeah.
All of the bill.
And so, you know, we would play shows at like Nighthawks with other bands, and like so they would pull out just like this 30-minute fire set. Like I was just like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like you just choose any of these bangers, and it's just gonna be a rowdy show, and like in a good way.
Yeah.
But then like, it's just like, well, why don't we do like our actual thing at Shantytown, which is how do you fit 6 people on that stage? Still blows my mind. Well, it wasn't on the stage, but even in that room.
Yeah. Jesus.
And then it was kind of fun for me because like I can't run sound there. Like, the board is behind the band on the wall. I'm just like, all right, you guys got it. Like, you know, set up a few like vocal mics, but that was it.
Yeah.
But then like we would do like our actual, like, hey, like, this is what we really do.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But it was always a really fun time. Like down here, it was just like we kept coming back. More and more people would come out to the shows. You know, we played a bunch of really awesome shows thanks to Sonny. Sonny would always put us on like dope shows, just like World Inferno, Friendship Society.
I never got to go to Shantytown.
Shantytown.
No, I never got to go.
It's right there.
It still exists?
Yeah.
I thought I got shut down.
No.
All right. Where's it at?
Right next to my apartment.
It's in Springfield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's mostly like punk shows and everything, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I won't fit in.
It's like hip hop, punk, weird, Austrian activists.
Nice.
What? How? What? How?
You know where we need to go and activate the society to make our cause work in Austria? Jacksonville. That's gonna change the game in Austria.
It was hilarious. No, they showed up and like it was like just like a mix of people. There was like a noise artist, like a poet, and then like some punk acoustic guy. And then these guys, like, I didn't know what they were doing. I was waiting for them to, like, unload, like, their instruments and stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, no, it's just this activist group. And there's one guy with a megaphone. And, like, so they had to do it out back at Shantytown. And I didn't understand why until one of the members came out of the bathroom naked, but covered in this weird clay soapy thing. Like, his whole body was just covered in this weird material. And I didn't know why.
I'm out.
This guy's just like shouting stuff that I don't know. I have no idea what language it even was.
Was it German?
No, I mean they might. It's just from somewhere over there. I have no idea. But
It sounds like an open mic night at Churchill's down in Miami.
Yeah.
Shout out.
and then all of a sudden it was like pretty cold outside, so there was a fire going out back, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden the guy with the megaphone picks up this branch, lights it on fire, and then just smacks the shit out of the dude who's naked.
The naked dude?
And he catches on fire. Dude, it blew my mind. I was just like, I did not see that coming at all. I was like, I mean, I had no idea. Like, so he's covered in that stuff so that it like his skin doesn't burn. So like it's like a layer of clay, and then like something over it. Like
Yeah.
it looked like soapy, but it wasn't soap. It was just something that will light. Like something that will easily catch fire.
Yeah.
This dude just takes a branch, lights it on fire, and just smacks the shit out of this dude, and he just goes up in flames.
This is at Shantytown.
Yeah. And I was blown away. I was like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden it was over. Like they put him out and they were like, thank you. I was just like,
I love it.
I was waiting for the music to start somewhere. I was just like, what is going on? I mean, it was really fun. It was actually really cool to see.
Yeah.
God, imagine being their booking manager.
Oh my
How
god.
the fuck are you gonna find places for that guy?
I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah.
I remember like I couldn't tell why they wanted to do it outside because they didn't tell me what they were doing.
That kind of makes sense.
I had no idea that there was going to be fire involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, I guess they still could have done it in Shantytown.
So is that what sold you on Jacksonville, or
No, no, not quite. No, Jacksonville was just this is definitely where it's at right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know a lot of people from Jacksonville would not see that because I just have that interesting perspective, like where I've been to all 48 continuous states, not continental anymore. It's continuous states.
Continuous.
Like, whatever.
Contiguous.
Sorry. So I mean, everyone wants to leave their town.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I feel that.
You go to any town in America, anywhere, and there's always people at the bar going, man, I can't wait to leave this shithole.
You could go to LA and randomly find somebody who's actually from there,
Yeah.
right? Because no one's from there. But you can find someone who's from there, and they'll tell you, "I gotta get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I left South Florida and came to Jacksonville. I was like, I just need to leave this place because there's too many distractions here. There's 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 like just not that much going on.
Yeah.
So I just need to
In
go somewhere
Miami,
else.
there's not enough going on.
Miami is I love it's a love-hate relationship. I love Miami, but there's really like it's there's a lot more that looks like there's going on than what's actually happening. You get me? It's like you're down there and you're like,
It's a bunch of condos.
so what's actually?
That's what I know.
Yeah,
Bunch of
because
condos.
because
That's what it
because
is.
people that
It's
live in
true,
the cool
though.
cities like LA and New York
Yeah.
go to Miami to vacation,
Right.
right? So it's like they buy up the condos and those condos are empty most of the year, and then when they go there, it's like we don't want to do anything while we're here, so we're not gonna so the industry down there is real estate and tourism, right? Which doesn't really create much of a market for creativity.
True, yeah.
So it's like
Oh,
so if
yeah.
you go to LA and New York and like Nashville or whatever, these places where like creativity really like runs the show there, they all vacation in Miami. They don't want to work while they're in Miami. You know what I mean?
Go back to what you were saying. Why do you think Jacksonville's on the glow up? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you got so many different genres of music going on all the time at the same time, and everybody loves like
Diversity.
like it's so diverse. Like
Think so?
you'll have a lot of people not only in multiple bands, just like together. Just how many bands you in today? 7.
Yeah,
Like
that is true.
that's not really a thing like going on elsewhere.
Really?
Like that's like people are very like just strict about what they're doing like elsewhere. They're just kind of like, no, I'm playing drums for this band, and then like we're either gonna make it or die, and like
Yeah, when
that's
you
it.
met me, I was in what, 5 bands, including yours?
Yeah.
including yours.
Some shit like
And now
that.
I'm just in Till.
And no, okay,
So
yeah.
I
So
moved
how
down.
how about you in this day?
When they're very, very different from each other, but then we still play the same fucking bill on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then like it's
'Cause I
just
know a guy.
it's just
Yeah, I did nothing to make that happen.
but just the community down here is great.
I mean, yeah. And the sky is blue. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the truth. Sorry.
Blue
From time to time.
time to time.
Yeah.
No, but that is true, man.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah. So
The community all around is just like way more involved with each other than what people have going on elsewhere.
Yeah.
and I think it's because
Totally.
it's like a teenage town. It's not like it's like a young buck of a town that's not like, it's not New York.
Of course
It's
not.
not
No.
Miami.
It's
but
not-
it has every potential to become what New York is now. 50 years from now,
Well, no, but-
New York will be like so far in the future, it'll be
No, but
crazy.
like-
you know
but
what I
you
mean?
don't-
It'll never catch
You
up
don't
to New
necessarily
York.
want to be that either. You kind of want it to be its own thing.
Right,
you know?
but that's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say. Like, you're just on this like we're on a nice wave right now.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
for
trying to
sure.
say.
For
I
sure.
I agree with you totally.
But as
Yeah.
far as like, I mean, like Jacksonville is a major city, whether you want to believe it or not.
It is. Yeah, it's one of the. I think there's something like it's under 10 cities in the country that have over 1 million people in it.
Yeah.
And Jacksonville's one of them.
Yeah.
So
It's just,
So,
you
like-
just don't think about it.
Yeah, because it's also spread out.
Like, oh yeah, super spread out. I mean, it's the largest city by landmass.
Yeah, exactly.
But like that doesn't really count because you got all the way to the beach. It's still Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Like,
all the way
what?
to the fucking north side, all the way to Orange Park, all the way to almost wherever the
it's like
fuck
10 different
Callahan is.
And I'm like, you guys understand that like living in Connecticut, I'd be able to drive like 30 minutes and being in like another state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like I'd be like I could get to Rhode Island in
Yeah.
like an hour. And
Well,
I'm like,
technically, you can do that here with Georgia.
Well, true.
but you're being butt fuck nowhere.
Yeah.
you know?
Oh,
um,
you don't like Wicktown?
I'm thinking more like going east. If I left like my house in Connecticut and went east for an hour, I'd like get like through Rhode Island. Like I'd be already past like Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And then if I left like my apartment here to go to like the beach, it might take me an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm still in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Like I'm still in the same town.
Yeah, exactly.
Like not even like, I mean, how many towns I ran through in Connecticut just to get over there.
Right.
But it's just like, oh, I'm still in the same town. This is weird.
I don't talk trash about the city because I grew up in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, with 3,000 people in it.
Yeah.
And so I came down here and I was like, yeah, this is
All
great.
right.
I don't need to go anywhere else. The only thing I don't like is the weather. That's it.
Yeah, it's just too hot.
And
It rains
everybody
a lot.
really likes fishing down here. I don't really get that.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of lot of outdoor
Weird.
fishermen and outdoor like there's indoor fishermen.
I like to indoor
Probably
fish.
is in Florida. It's a little bit too wet outside.
Yeah, you never been
today.
to,
I need to get a
the
couple-
Bass Pro Shop? It
Yeah.
just has a river in it.
They've got a tank in there. You can go fishing. There literally is. You can go fishing indoors.
Yeah, that's wild.
And, yeah. Have you ever tasted heaven in a glass? Do you pine for the hoppiest brews and palest ales? Do you like food? If so, then Wicked Barley is the oasis that your mouth has been wishing for, walking into the complete barren wasteland that is your life. Wicked Barley is located in Jacksonville, Florida, nestled on the banks of Goodpeace Creek. Wicked Barley aims to provide its guests with a wicked experience, offering over 18 house-brewed beers, ciders, and meads on tap. They also have an expansive gastropub-style food menu, including burgers, salads, sandwiches, and more. Whether you are a newcomer or a craft beer connoisseur, there's a little something for everyone at Wicked Barley. Visit them at 4100 Bay Meadows Drive and tell them Bottom of the Bill sent you.
Okay,
But
so
not really. It's kind of like anti-wild if you think about it. It's kind of tame, literally, in cages.
It's pretty easy to get a fish that can't leave its confined space.
Yeah. All right. Well, so how'd you get linked up with Archetype and Connor? Those guys.
So that was kind of funny. Like I took over running sound when it was still Nighthawks, when Chris Jones owned it.
Oh, okay.
That's where we met you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And then it was funny. The very first day I met Connor, he came in through the office door, and we were not open. I was the only one there because I got there to set up a show, and he just walks through the back door. I'd never met him before, so I was like, "Hey man, we're closed. Like you can't just come in here. Like what are you doing?" And he just starts cracking up, and he's got like papers in his hand. He's like, "I'm literally about to sign this. That means I own the business."
It's like you did a fucking Julia Roberts Pretty Woman moment. You're making the biggest mistake in your life.
I came off so strong because I mean, if it was just a random person walking in through the back door,
Yeah.
when we're not open, because like at that point we weren't really even a bar, like we're a music venue.
Yeah.
But, like it wasn't just open during the day.
Right.
So I was just like, dude, what the hell? Like, just
Yeah.
right off the bat. That was the first time I met my boss. I was just like,
It's so
it's
funny.
just like, dude, get out of here. He was just like, no.
He's like, no, you get out. Actually.
Yeah. I think the next thing I asked him, I was just like, oh, cool. Do I still have a job? Because, you know, I mean, apparently somebody had told him about me or whatever. So he was just like, no, you're good. Like, you're staying with me. And I was just like, whew.
Nice.
All right.
I was always confused about how to get to Archetype or Nighthawks from where I live, and I just finally I know, right? Because it's so close. But I moved here from the beach after living there for like 12 years or whatever, and then
Yeah.
all I just did is just go down, just keep on College Street. And then
Yeah.
you're there. That's
Yeah,
it.
you're
It's all
there.
fake. I didn't fucking know that until right now.
You know that
Like, okay,
giant, colorful building? You can't miss it?
Yeah.
That one.
I didn't realize I was just like, all I gotta do is make one right turn and go straight.
Yeah.
I've always been like, okay, I need to go off Roosevelt and get.
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry,
All
this
the
is
way
all.
down.
This is a lot of local
No, it's
talk
okay.
right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I always go. I go down Gilmore and turn right, which is a bad. I'm not supposed to do that.
Oh my
Then go left on on Roselle, and then left on McDuff, and then all the way down to Old
Oh my
Roosevelt.
God.
Turn left, and then I'm there.
And then you're there.
Typical Billy move. Just
Man.
make things more complicated for
Oh,
yourself.
yeah.
I just like scenic route. And so that's why I decided to go that way. But I did that today. I went to go get my shot, and I was like, oh, that's how you get there.
A 3-minute drive, not a 30-minute drive.
I can walk there, man. man. Good lord.
But I wouldn't though, right? Because it's kind of like sketchy sometimes on the way. On the
little
way here,
bit,
just you know, from here to there, it's a little sketch sometimes.
Yeah.
No, you just take College Street the whole way down. That's a good street.
Good street.
Yeah, college is
That's a
good.
good-
Yeah, college
that's
is
a
fine.
good street.
And I like it because
That's where I'm moving to.
anywhere you live, there is a College Street. So we could be talking about your College Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know Main Street. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Go team, I'd say.
So, what's it been like working at a consistent venue versus being on the road again after so long?
It took a while to get used to. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a homebody. At least I wasn't then, and I'm still not really. I miss the road a lot, but
Sure.
but it's definitely like, you know, it was like we were saying earlier. It's complete opposite. So it's like same board, same room, but now it's just
Different bands.
like just always.
What are the different issues that you've noticed? I wouldn't even say issues, just different solutions you have to come to, I guess, working in a venue versus being on the road with a band.
Well, no, that's the same issue. If you play guitar, turn it down.
Yeah.
No, I know you're saying you're already at 1. I don't care. Go to half.
Yeah, good.
I don't know why anybody has ever made a guitar amp go that loud. Don't get
Let's
it.
say get your tone.
Um,
if you have a 50 watt amp, you can get your tone at 2.
Stupid.
or
There's
3.
no such
Again.
thing as a guitar tone.
There's no such thing as that's what pedals are for.
You guys.
Yeah.
These just tone pedals.
Thank you.
That is
Finally on the same thing.
not true. But
Guitars
that's okay.
make-
That's good.
guitar-
Well, let's have 2 guys tell me about it, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Guitars make the tone.
And
not
I
the
play
amp.
acoustic guitar, so you know,
Yeah,
I
you
know.
You know. Let's have a sound guy who plays acoustic guitar and the keyboard player tell me how tone works for a guitar. That's cool.
Whoa. I'll let the sound guy be the one to
sound
tell you.
guy.
True.
Sound engineer.
Sound engineer. Yeah.
2021. We're making changes.
Vice
man.
Overlord of Vibration. I stole
Oh,
that.
yeah, Vice Lord of I already forgot.
I stole that off a shirt. I saw that was like a targeted ad on Facebook. And like that-
They got you.
They got me. I didn't get the shirt, but I almost did. I was just like, ooh, oh man, I got it. But no, bands that come in, I mean, especially on the local scene, like now I know everybody. You
Yeah.
know? So like everyone loves working with me. I love working with them. And like it's a lot easier now that we have that relationship because like not that I would ever be afraid to be like, hey, you need to stop sucking.
Yeah.
But it was just like at this point, it's just like they can rely on me to actually tell them what's up.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm not gonna give you a random ass excuse as to why I need you to do something. But it's more of just like no, like I listen to you. And that's why I'm telling you to do this.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So it's definitely a weird workaround, like when it's different people, because like with the band after 3 years, if I said something, they better do it.
Yeah. Totally. Oh, and they should trust you enough at that point to do it.
Exactly,
Right?
and they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
like fully. So if like a new band were to come into the venue, like that doesn't like they don't know who I am. Like I understand where that relationship goes away.
Right.
Like, you know that's not we don't have that trust anymore.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting dynamic that I have to kind of keep up on, even just like actual like just relationships in general. I'm just like, hey man, I haven't seen you haven't played at Archetype in a while or whatever. Like, hope you guys are doing good. Like, when can we get you back? Like,
Yeah.
normal stuff like that. They're just like, oh, he does care.
Yeah. It goes a long way, man. It goes
Yeah.
and it's important. The relationship between a sound person and a band.
Oh, yeah.
Because like you also have a lot of control in that situation, and I don't know if you've ever done it before, but I know Eric Kaufman had some good stories about that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's like where you just don't piss the sound guy off.
Oh yeah.
Basically.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, because I mean, my job is to make you sound better. But you know how easy it is to make you sound worse.
Yeah, totally. I saw Jamiroquai
Put
2018.
reverb on
Trust me.
everything. That was the first thing I would do, and then just walk away.
No.
Just
That's the best thing. That's
Not
the best thing that you can
being
do.
there.
Yeah, it's the best thing that you do.
Oh my
Just
God.
walk away.
Walk away. That's like I played in rooms where sound guys do that shit.
Oh
It's
my
like, yo, we're not done here.
Yeah.
Just because the show's on doesn't mean that
Yeah.
we're all set.
So you guys start in 5. I'm just gonna make a quick phone call. I'll be right back. That's the way to
Cigarette
fucking
break.
If they're giving you some lid loading in, that's the way to do it.
Right.
Maybe you have to be a sound.
I mean,
guy. It feels
then like there were a few times on the road where like I think I can count them on one hand actually, where the sound engineer would not let me do my job. So we'd walk in and they would just give me like the up and down,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, No.
Yeah. 'Cause you were young, right? So it's
Yeah,
like,
I'm just like I get it, dude. But like, you understand that this is like our 200th show this year.
yeah.
All right, tell me about that accordion real quick. What are you gonna do about that accordion?
Yeah.
No. I don't think I've ever mixed an accordion. What about when she randomly halfway through the song puts the accordion down and picks up the violin? Because that's going through the same amp with one output.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, man? Oh, you're gonna go outside and not be here, and then yell at me for being in your sound booth when you get back. I would try to be like, I'd be like mixing the band while like looking
my
over.
God.
Oh, he's like halfway through his cigarette. All right, fix it. All right, change this over here. Change this over here. This is way too loud. Get this guitar out of the mix entirely, and just come back in. I'd be like, oh fuck, and it's like, oh dude, if they ever caught me in their booth, oh, it was done.
That's
and
so
like they would
wild.
get so pissed, like they would just so angry that I was touching anything.
But it's not theirs, right? I mean, it's the venues.
It's the venues, yeah, definitely.
There's
I
a
mean,
weird personal
it's-
attachment, I
it's-
can imagine, though.
Yeah,
They're
oh,
using
yeah.
it every night, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, if I saw, I mean, if I was
Freaking weird.
if I was some grumpy, drunk 40-year-old dude who is still running sound at like just this dive bar in the middle of nowhere, and then that's the only thing I have, I get it.
Yeah.
Like I understand, but you're not at that point doing anything for the band. You don't care about the band. You literally you're just like, no, this is my kingdom.
Yeah.
This is my kingdom.
That's
and
all
you
you
just
have.
you just stormed the castle out of nowhere, and I caught you, motherfucker. Like, and I'm just like, oh, I was just trying to steal some bread. I was just
Like fucking Jean Valjean over here. I just want to make sound. That's all I wanted to do. I have to feed my family. So ridiculous.
I remember the first time it ever happened, I was so thrown off that I don't remember the rest of that night because I was just like, all right, oh, cool. Well, then I'm just going to go drink all your free beer then. Bye. And just like, and then apparently I ended up on the bus that night on time. I don't know. I do not remember. The rest of the band just kind of appeared and they were like, oh, you're alive.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, that guy made me so angry. They were like, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
That was like the number one thing that I got off was like be nice to the sound guy because like be as nice as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what
Like
if you're
every-
also the sound guy?
What do you mean?
It's
Yeah.
like, how do you be nice to the sound guy if you're the sound guy and you don't like that other sound guy?
My brain hurts so much from what you just said. What are you talking about? How can you be nice to the sound guy
The
if you are the sound guy?
band should be nice to the sound guy. But
That's
what
what
if?
I meant.
But what if you're?
Ow, you're
but-
talking about you.
I'm talking about me and the
Yeah,
other
that's
sound
rough
guy.
for you.
It's like we're both sound guys and we both don't like each other.
No,
Yeah.
So like,
Well-
I don't have to be nice to sound guys. Like,
Well, but he also equates you with being in the band.
True.
So then he would also just be like, well, or she, right? 2021.
Or them.
2021. So they could just be like, well, fuck this guy and fuck the band.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and, like, make them sound like shit.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but like that's the king of the castle at the show. Is
Yeah.
the sound
Yeah,
person.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sound
but
engineer.
he just went outside to smoke a cigarette when the sax player put down his sax and picked up his
Oh, no, yeah, I
clarinet,
know.
and his clarinet's going through his vocal mic, and damn, is that loud, and everyone in here is about to lose their hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, there were points where I was actually helping, like, but he didn't. Like, they would never see it like that.
Right.
Like, they would never be like, oh, thanks for doing that for me because I wasn't there.
Right.
They would come in and be like, what the hell did you touch? What did you change? Why is it so loud? It's so loud because you left, dude.
Well, did they not know that they were bringing their own sound person with them?
Most of the time, venues would know, but then beyond that, like,
But the bars
you
probably
know,
wouldn't
it's
know as
like
much.
it's like maybe the bartender knew if they booked the show,
Yeah.
but for some reason forgot to tell the sound guy.
Did you guys like send
Yeah.
like full input lists and all that stuff as well?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it really depended on the show.
Yeah.
But mainly, well, I think they usually did that before I joined, just so I give them a heads up.
Right.
Like, hey, yeah, we have, piano, accordion, and violin going through one amp. Just so you know.
Right.
I always hated that, but it was just what she wanted to do. I'm like,
Yeah,
all right,
it's
that's
gotta
fine.
be pretty difficult. Yeah.
Is that like I think it was a California Blonde? I think is that what it's called?
What is
California Blonde. This is the amp.
the name of an amp? California. I've never heard of that.
I don't
I've never
know.
heard that
For
either.
a keyboard amp?
It might have been a keyboard
Or is
amp.
that just the color of the amp?
That's usually what that's what we get the run of. It's like you got guitar amps, bass amps, everything else in the world, and then you get one fucking Roland Cube keyboard amp. That's it.
You
and
better
then it's
fucking
like
take
if you
it,
play
bro.
any other instrument, you're like, can I go through guitar amp? No, keyboard amp
No, that's
all
not
the way
true, though.
through.
That's not true. A lot of keyboard players
And I
use
think
like
that's why I'm like, yeah, fucking fuck your amp and your tone. It doesn't mean a fucking thing because all I have is just one fucking amp that I can use.
Yeah, that's not true though.
Or
A lot of keyboard players use old Fender guitar amps,
Uh-huh. True.
tube amps, because they sound really good through them.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, you like
Yeah.
using like electric like Rose and stuff like that?
No, I mean like with Nords and shit like that. Like they run it through a Fender
Oh,
amp.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like analog sounding keyboards.
Yeah, I don't know about like synths and
Not
stuff,
at
but
all.
like when we saw when we played with Heather Gillis at that what was it? Hampton's place up in Fernandina, I remember.
Oh yeah, at the
And-
horse farm.
Yeah, and the keyboard
Horse
player was running through a Fender amp, and he had all of his guitar pedals through his amp.
No, sure, yeah.
Right on top of his keyboard, and I was like, "Yo, his tone is amazing."
Yeah, the analog
You
style
should
of
do
it.
more of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
I don't. Well, I mean, like. Also,
Yeah, you
like,
should change your whole dynamic.
I just to get a rise out of Bill, it's fun.
no, it's fine. I mean, just show me the amp that it's like pure digital's fucking way to go. Like
Yeah,
pure
well,
digital.
so they have like the what's the
inputs. I'm just saying,
for
like,
guitar?
no, for a synthesizer.
Oh, for a synth.
Yeah.
Ah.
I don't know. I mean, like, there's a lot of new technology coming out now with solid state amps that have like.
I agree.
yeah.
I'm just trying to say like the whole point of like the tone is like for a synthesizer is like you don't want it to change. You want it to be exactly the way that you
Yeah.
programmed
You
it.
want
So
clean.
at that
Yeah.
point, you
Yeah.
don't even need an amp. You need a speaker.
You need a PA.
You
Exactly.
literally
That's
just
what
need
I'm
a
trying
PA
to
speaker.
say.
What
Yeah.
he uses,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean-
That's what makes the most sense.
Well, yeah, 'cause you want something solid state. It's not going to break up. Maybe like
Because
a
it's
few hundred watts.
all
Yeah.
I'm trying to say is if you're sending out a digital signal into an analog like tube amp or whatever, like what are you doing?
Yeah, it doesn't translate.
Yeah, you're like mixing brown and purple and yellow together.
That's not always necessarily
You're getting
true.
brown.
That's
You're
actually
getting
not true though
brown.
either.
You're getting brown.
That's actually not true though either
Yeah.
because a lot of guitar players
Yeah.
use digital boards, through a tube amp.
Okay, but the source is what I'm trying to say. The source needs to be
But it gets run through a buffer
Analog.
that
Is all I'm
makes
trying
it
to say.
digital that runs through a tube amplifier. And they sound good sometimes.
Anyways.
At
Do
least
you
with
know the
Talking
difference?
about music is like singing about farting. I've always said.
Especially
And I
singing
don't
about
really.
farting.
Especially talking about gear. Gear is the
Yeah,
most
gears.
boring
yeah.
thing
Yeah,
people
gears
talk
the worst
about.
thing in the world.
You ever
Yeah.
just go into a rabbit hole on gear sluts though?
Yeah, like I actually do. I love that, that website. That website's amazing, but it's just like, yeah, it's fucking awful. And then it's like, it's the worst. It's like worse than any sort of YouTube comments section ever, because there's always gonna be some one-upper that just has you fucking beat. And
Yep.
You know that they don't.
Yeah.
They're just lying about what they have and what they used to have and all
Totally.
this shit.
Pictures that didn't happen.
Hell yeah. And they never do. Like, I used to have it back in like '74 when I was touring with my band. What's the name of your band? Well, we didn't really have a band name. Like, don't look this up. That's gear. That's fucking gear sluts in a nutshell, though.
I've never been on.
What? You never
Was
been?
that like a website?
Yeah.
Are
Okay.
you serious? You never
Yeah.
been? Are you like you're dead
Gear
No,
serious?
sluts.
you're dead serious.
Oh, yeah.
Gear,
Oh,
gear
yeah.
sluts with a Z at the end.
With a Z. at the
Never-
end.
never
You're gonna
heard-
have a good time tonight.
Really?
It's like,
what is it?
are
They
you
talk about
You're
gear?
dead serious. You've never been?
I'm being dead
and you're
serious.
a guitarist?
Yeah.
Okay,
That
it's
does
like,
blow my mind.
Thank you. It's like a giant what do you call it? Like a message forum
Yeah, forum.
page. It's like a forum page, all about gear.
Like
That's it.
8chan or something.
Yeah, it's like Reddit sort of 8chan something like that. But it's all about and you can buy stuff off of people.
Yeah, I
and
mean, I've been
everything
on
like that.
forums before, but like just never heard of that one, Gear Sluts.
Yeah.
Maybe I have been
That's
on
like
there.
the original one, though.
I don't know.
How the fuck are you high right now? It is 420.
It is
420.
420.
Plays it.
I don't smoke drugs anymore.
Yeah, I just.
I mean, you don't have to
check
smoke
them
them.
into my body.
Yeah, when I eat them, it makes you way more fucked up, bro. Edibles do not sit well.
I don't know,
with me.
bro. I'm fucking straight lining right into my arm. I'm fucking.
Mainlining
I
is
got
what
my
they call it.
like,
Straight lining.
Straight line. It's all mainlining.
Wait,
What I say?
hang on, what I said?
Wait a minute.
No, I'm straight lining it.
Straight lining it.
Straight fucking lining it, dude. That's just.
Oh my
that's-
God.
You're not,
That's what, it sounds
you're
like
not from the fucking
it's-
streets,
it's-
dude.
it's-
Fucking run these streets.
You sound like a grandpa trying to relate to a 6-year-old on TikTok right now.
Yeah.
Straight lining it with all the kids.
Straight
Straight
lining all my
lining.
drugs,
Yeah, I'm
man.
straight lining with the kids. But anyways, yeah.
All right, well, we should get to our unpopular opinion segment.
I guess people. Yeah, I'm not doing heroin. I just got my
No, Billy does.
vaccination. My first shot today.
Billy does heroin.
That's what I was trying to say. I'm getting it straight line.
Straight line.
I cannot say it.
Yeah,
sorry.
straight line in that vaccine right now.
Straight to the line.
Jesus Christ. All right. It's so dumb. Go ahead, Bill. You can go first.
All right. You're aware of Elon Musk, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you know he's trying to get to Mars real bad.
Yeah.
Try to straight line that process.
He's trying to.
He's going straight to Mars.
Yeah, it's straight to Mars.
In one line.
All right. So my first one. I was very drunk when I wrote this down, but I said, how many more blowing up space rocket videos does there need to be until we all agree that maybe we should put all that money into making the Earth better instead of trying to go somewhere else?
7.
7 more times.
Seven more times.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly 7.
I'm just saying, if there were people in those fucking things,
Yeah.
for sure we wouldn't be keeping it up.
we could lose a couple people though, right?
We could lose a couple
We
people.
did send.
We're a little overpopulated. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion for next week.
No.
A little overpopulated,
All right,
right?
yeah, you
we,
do your
could lose
next-
a couple, we could lose a couple people
do
in one
your
of those
next
blow up
one.
things. All right. I don't really like beer anymore.
You know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like straight up. How do you not like beer? It's the
It just
best.
makes you bloated and just like uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and makes me like burp and stuff.
You do? Are you getting a gluten allergy, dude?
Oh.
I don't know, maybe.
Ooh.
That's so unpopular.
Oh,
you
man.
can't. You can't keep up with
Oh,
evolution.
no. No,
You're
it's not- it's
allergic
not-
to bread.
No. I like bread. I eat bread.
I don't know, though.
I
That's-
hate
that
beer.
bread.
Yeah. I just had like fucking 4 slices of pizza today. I think I'm fucking good on the gluten, guys.
Yeah, but
But
beer,
beer,
does it for
most of the time when I drink, I'm either here or on the gig.
Yeah.
And I don't mind drinking a beer here, but like
That's
on the gig,
weird.
I can't
Most
do
of the time
it.
I drink, I'm here too.
Yeah.
Or
On the gig, yeah. But
this is my fucking
yeah,
house.
you live here, so.
Hey. Well, have a good time.
But on the gig, it makes you just bloated, and I start burping. I'm trying to sing songs. and it
That'll
doesn't
happen.
really-
Yeah, you do
Yeah.
burp when you drink beer.
Yeah. So.
Anyways, number 2 for me. This is a good one, actually, and we could go into this. But streaming sites and channels like Disney Plus and AMC are stupid, and it feels like we're going backwards. Like, it just doesn't
We're
make any
backwards.
sense. Yeah, like we had it good like 5 years ago. It just had one cable network and Netflix, and that was it, right?
Oh, yeah,
And then you
yeah.
just had on demand. You could watch whatever you wanted to sometimes. But most of the time, you could watch whatever you wanted to on those 2 things, and they're like, and then every channel is like, "Oh, we're gonna fucking get on this," and they gotta pay for every single one of them.
Yeah.
And it's going
Every
backwards.
channel's doing
It's
it.
going
HBO's
backwards.
doing it.
Yeah.
Showtime's doing it.
Well,
Like I said, AMC's doing it.
AMC just. I wanted to watch the last.
And then
season.
there are new ones. What is this Peacock?
Peacock is just
They,
NBC.
they stole The Office.
They stole The Office
They
on
stole.
Netflix.
I thought The Office was on HBO Max now.
No, it's
no,
on
it's-
Peacock.
it's-
Any,
yeah, whatever
bad
Peacock is.
Park
I
and
don't
recreation
Yeah.
and.
Luckily, I saw all those
Wasn't
episodes a
Seinfeld
million
on
times,
NBC
so I'm
too?
good.
I can't-
Yeah, but
Seinfeld's
that's
on
what
NBC.
that's what I want. I still want to see it a million more times.
That's true.
On Netflix.
The Office will never get old to me.
No.
Yeah.
I will
It's a good
always
show.
watch the best show ever made.
Not true.
You're right. Reno 911 was probably better because The Office just basically took that.
Reno 911 is.
That was my
is-
unpopular opinion
I
a
don't
few
know
weeks
if it's
ago.
better.
It is better. It is
But
that.
the whole point is that like I think it's a bad model. I think it's gonna collapse in on itself eventually
No, they'll have
because it's too spread out.
No, that's they'll have one conglomerate buy up all the streaming platforms,
and then it's
then
gonna
it'll
go
be
back to cable again.
Exactly.
That's what I don't understand.
Yeah,
We're going
exactly.
backwards.
Exactly.
And then it's gonna be like, oh, you get to have every one of the premium services, and it's $400 a month. You're like, fuck it, I just had it all
Yeah.
ready to go 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Take
Unpopular
note,
opinion.
music industry, and don't let that happen to
Take
streaming. Okay.
guys, that's what we were talking about outside before you showed up. Was what if Spotify does that now?
Oh no.
Pandora
Like you can
and
only get
fucking-
you can only get Capitol Records
Oh,
Plus
man.
and Warner Brothers Plus,
Oh.
and you got to figure out like the Beatles will have their own streaming platform.
Well, again, though, what we talked about.
Kanye tried to have his own
Kanye
platform.
tried to
So did Jay-Z.
Oh, Jay-Z
Yeah.
did too. What
Yeah.
was it called? I can't
I
remember.
don't remember.
Yeah,
Nobody
it didn't
remembers.
last.
Yeah, but Jay-Z's was only Jay-Z's music, which
That's
is
what I'm trying to say.
so it's like,
I think that's
I'm
called
not gonna pay
that's called
$10 a
CD.
month.
That's
It's called a CD. Yeah, it's called a CD, guys. You can buy all of it. You can buy his whole catalog for probably $100. You don't even pay $10 a month
This
for it.
isn't unpopular then, but I just think the streaming is going so backwards and it's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta change.
Yeah.
Is what I'm really trying
Yeah.
to say.
Um,
Anyway,
okay.
that was a good one.
Well, that's a good one.
Thank
And
you.
Actually, so my last unpopular opinion
Yeah.
kind of relates to that, but my second one is I don't like chocolate ice cream.
How can you trust him?
I don't.
He's not in this dimension.
It tastes like burnt vanilla ice cream.
He vibrates and becomes who you see and visualize, but he's not here.
It's like
I mean,
it's like
he's
if-
a reptilian.
He's a
overlord.
reptilian.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
I
like
see his fucking tail hanging out
It's-
on the side of his
right, it's
pant
right
leg.
there, yeah.
It's like, nice socks, by the way. We can talk about those.
thanks. Yeah, Skinny Buddha repping them
Those
fucking
are
hard today,
dope.
bro. Got the socks.
Ooh, they're
on,
all the way up.
got the
Nice.
fucking shirt on. I'm repping Skinny Buddha all day. South
That's
Florida.
cool.
Clothing
yeah.
apparel company. But listen, the chocolate ice cream. It tastes like
You with no one else.
That's
That
why
is
it's
the most-
unpopular.
that might be the most unpopular
It tastes like
question.
you took vanilla ice cream and put it in a pan for 20 minutes.
Do you just not like chocolate?
No, I love chocolate.
love chocolate.
It doesn't taste like chocolate. It tastes like burnt vanilla.
Hey, what's your favorite ice cream? If it's vanilla.
No, I like red velvet from Ben & Jerry's. That's probably one of my favorites.
All right.
I like.
It does slap.
You know what, my
Mix of vanilla and chocolate, actually. So red
another
velvet is.
You know
So,
what? Was that your third one or your second
that's
one?
my second one.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
We're
follow.
not moving on from this yet. We're still talking
You know what
about
my
it.
favorite ice cream is?
Yeah.
It's banana. And nobody likes.
Banana.
That's the
nobody,
unpopular opinion.
No, that is. But it's not as unpopular as. I don't like chocolate.
Banana
we'll see.
ice cream.
I love banana. Yeah.
I like bananas.
I,
Well,
like
I've had
bananas.
like an ice cream sundae, like banana in it,
that's pretty
but
good.
not
it's
banana ice cream.
Yeah, like,
Like,
like
what?
Who makes that?
Ben and Jerry
Fucking
makes.
commies make that,
Ben-
right? That's
Ben
a
and Jerry's
communist thing.
makes Chunky
that's all they
Monkey.
got. Just fucking bananas.
Yeah, but I'll
You're a
my-
communist.
That's my favorite. Is you go to Dairy Queen and you ask for a banana milkshake. It sounds crazy, and they make it with real bananas.
Well, that's not ice cream. It's a
Yeah, that's, not
milkshake.
ice cream. That's a milkshake. Different thing.
Well-
Did you know that? You know that, right?
Yeah, but that's my
You
favorite.
know that.
But
Please tell me that you know that.
You understand?
You know
that,
those are different.
That's a type of ice cream, like in form. Like
The bananas ice cream?
it's not a frozen banana.
I was about to say, are you just putting frozen bananas in your
No,
ice
that's
cream?
not it.
Yeah. Are you putting milk in it and mixing it up?
It's that's what a milkshake is.
Yeah.
Are we getting down to the fucking nitty gritty
No.
of what milkshakes
No,
are?
we're talking
now?
about what ice cream is. I've never heard of banana ice cream before. You know
Yeah,
why?
I
'Cause
haven't either.
no one would fucking eat it.
No, that's not true. Chunky Monkey from Ben and Jerry's. It's banana ice cream with bits of chocolate and
Chunky
and,
Monkey.
and some sort of nut.
Yeah.
Some
Some sort of.
Sounds like you really got to grasp what you like there, bud.
Banana
Pecan. It's got
nuts.
pecans.
Pecan-
in it. Yeah,
pecans are
pecan,
good.
pecan and chocolate and banana ice
Is it
cream.
not pecan?
Huh?
Is it pecan?
You ain't from around here. Are you?
No, he's
Back.
from a place where normal people are from, like up north or
Yeah.
South Florida.
Yeah, that's
that's it. The rest is the South or the West, and those are different worlds.
Those are different
I'm
worlds.
dead center. That's the weirdest fucking.
Okay,
town.
what's your last unpopular opinion?
Eddie Farrah, I was gonna say is the Messiah of Jacksonville. I was gonna say Eddie Farrah is God, and he just rules
You
a
should have stuck with you like banana ice cream. That would have been a better unpopular opinion. No one knows who you're talking about outside of Jacksonville, which is I guess that's why it's unpopular,
You don't
though,
know
right?
Eddie?
You don't know Eddie?
Everyone knows an Eddie.
He's on every single billboard
Ed.
In Jacksonville.
in Jacksonville.
And
Yeah.
Eddie and Ed.
Eddie,
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't know that. That was a terrible show, by the way. Unpopular opinion.
What?
I'm gonna write that one down.
That
for
was
next
I was
my
week.
like, what are
favorite
you
show when
talking
I was a
about?
kid.
That's an amazing show.
Fuck you.
I'm taking that one.
He doesn't know what Gear Sluts is either. How can you trust
Man.
that guy?
Okay, so
Who
my
said I did?
last.
He's not human.
So my last unpopular opinion is I don't care that Blockbuster's not around anymore.
Didn't you say that last week?
No, we talked about it in the show last week,
So you,
but
you don't care.
yeah, I don't care that it's not around
Oh, okay.
anymore.
I thought that I feel like that's just a good normal opinion.
Did you see the documentary on Netflix about the last Blockbuster?
No, that's how much I don't care.
Yeah, so then that's why you don't know how popular it is that Blockbuster's like not around. So people are flying from around the world to go to the last Blockbuster in Oregon,
Yeah.
somewhere in fucking
Oh,
Oregon.
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't go to it, but I think we drove by it.
You drove by it?
Yeah.
Right. So
I was like, was that a Blockbuster?
yeah, exactly. Is that still a thing? Because like people shouldn't care about it existing anymore because it lost out. It wasn't that great to go to a fucking video store and try and find your. And sometimes they didn't have your favorite movie or video game.
True.
And then what are you gonna do? Nowadays, you just go on Netflix or you just fucking play games online or something. That's it. Call it a day.
I totally disagree with you. Yeah.
Okay. No, you like of course you like.
No,
going to Blockbuster.
I everything that you said. But
Yeah.
I mean, that was my second one. Was like the streaming thing is
I
gonna
mean,
implode on itself.
yeah.
It's bad.
Blockbuster really killed like the video store.
It did
That
kill the
is
video
true.
store. Yeah.
Like, I mean, so like Blockbuster was, I mean, like I loved it as a kid. Don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, when my parents were like,
That
all right,
is
you can
true.
go to, we can go to Blockbuster. You can only get one. I'm like, yes. But I remember going to other video stores,
yeah. Well,
and then all of a sudden we didn't.
yeah.
Like, it was just
Do you
like,
think the Gen Xers were like that? They're like, fuck Blockbuster, man.
Oh.
It took away all the cool videos.
Blockbuster just made a better deal than the rest of the video stores did because of the size of the company.
No, I only
and
had.
that was
I have
it.
100 copies of Marley and Me. Nice. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, but you know they had a vision and the deals they worked out with the studios were great and Blockbuster provided an amazing service for the rest of the country at the time, and then they fucking lost in the crash in 08, and then streaming became a thing, and
They were still
Blockbuster tried to
around in
adapt,
08?
and it didn't work.
Yeah, they were. I lived right next to
I
one.
was like, I thought that was way earlier than that.
No, well,
went
they
on there.
started. I mean, no, because Netflix was still like you rented it from.
Oh, the goddamn like mail. You
Yeah,
just
the mail
like
in,
get it in
yeah.
the mail and then
And
like
Redbox.
all right,
You
well,
can
I'm
still do that. by
never
the
sent
way.
in that
So
back.
dumb.
I know.
Who still has a fucking working DVD player, anyways?
I don't.
I
don't have a
do.
TV
You
I
do.
don't
I actually have one also. I never use it though.
I have a record player, and that is it. That's all I have. I don't have a CD player either.
I don't. I have a CD
I have
player
one
in my car.
I have because we have shitty cars.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend's
I love
car.
my car, though.
My girlfriend's car is a 2019. It doesn't have a CD
Yeah,
player.
why would it? Because why would it? No one buys CDs anymore. This is why
Yeah.
we're not printing any CDs.
For real?
No, we'll probably print a
Oh,
couple.
for fuck's sakes! Let's save all the money. What's the point?
You do a small batch and sell them all.
Do a
in couple
small batch
shows.
of records.
No, that is a money losing endeavor.
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
it really is.
Disagree.
Do you understand how
Really.
much that costs to print one of those? A
Yes,
lot. And
I
you know how
do.
much they sell, and you know what it takes to carry one of those with you on the road because you have to make sure it doesn't fucking melt in the fucking
Oh,
southern.
yeah.
Or
Ooh.
just break, and they weigh so much. No,
Yeah.
it's like totally
That and you're putting
excessive.
digital data on a vinyl.
No.
Yeah,
That's
so-
not how it's supposed to work, man.
Yeah.
You're like
There's not much difference,
I
though.
hate. Well, there is. Do you know the difference?
Mm-hmm.
You do know the difference.
I really do. I
Okay.
love my records and everything like that. Just for the, I like holding it. It's like this is actually music. in
Yeah.
my hand right now. That's
I'm
the
not
only reason
gonna
why I got
pay-
it.
I'm not gonna
But-
pay a $20 overhead per album because you like to hold the fucking record.
I want to hold a record.
Listen to it on Spotify. Give us your money through streaming, and then maybe we'll put out an NFT or something. I don't know.
I don't agree with that either. We still
I
haven't gotten
like
into
records,
that.
bro. But if you're a band on the come up, you don't need to be investing in records.
Yeah.
I know it is.
Yeah.
That's what I was just like. Fuck CDs. Let's go records.
Yeah.
If you want to go 5 files, let's make fucking.
Although I
mixtapes.
feel
What's
like
up?
people definitely like more people would have a record player than a CD player.
I agree.
Like that is like because it's cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh man, I have a record player.
Yeah.
Like,
But
yeah,
is it $20 of overhead cool? Or is you guys sell this for $40 at a show
I
just
know,
to
to
make your
make
money
mon-
back?
I
I
am
know,
not
I
buying a
know.
$40 record from you guys. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Exactly. So probably not right
I
now.
totally agree. I know that's expensive and stupid. But
Yeah.
But as stupid as CDs.
No, CDs, I think, because people will still buy something at a show. You could just sell it for $10 or something.
What's stupider, buying a CD that you'll never play,
Put it
or
in the
paying
comments.
$40 for a record that you actually will listen to?
Does your laptop not have a CD player?
Yeah, it actually does because it's from 2011.
But tell,
You know, that's not a thing anymore.
hold on.
What?
Tell them when you bought it, though, Bill.
What do you mean?
Tell them when you bought the laptop.
2010.
No. Yeah, no, I bought it last year.
Last year.
year.
After his laptop from 2011 before crashed.
Yeah.
So he bought the same exact laptop.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say if it ain't broke, don't
Do you
fix
know-
it,
do
but
you
it
know
was
how-
broke, so
do you
you
know
did
how-
fix it.
Yeah. Do you know how we're recording? Do you know how we're recording this podcast right now?
On that.
Do you know why? Because it has an audio input.
Hey,
Jack.
exactly. Yes.
Hey,
oh
Jack.
my God.
And do you know they continued that after 2011? Do you know what else they discontinued after 2011?
What's that?
The CD drive.
yeah. It's
Yeah, well,
crazy.
that's antiquated. We don't need that anymore. The audio stuff we could still use, though, right?
Say that again. that we don't need a CD driver. Say that we don't need CDs anymore. Go ahead and say that, and then also agree with me that let's do records then.
There's still people that will buy CDs though.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
though,
but
does it?
but that's the same thing as like people will buy a cassette because they have a cassette player in their car.
That's
They
not
still
the same
have it.
thing.
They
You
still
think
haven't
a CD
upgraded.
You think the CD is as antiquated as a cassette player?
Not
make-
yet, but it
I'll-
will
I
be.
think the only people that like tapes right now are either dead or fucking hipster 18-year-olds that want to see it come back. Which is, guess what? It's never gonna come back because it sounds terrible.
It sounds
that is
terrible.
and it breaks so quickly.
They
but
break.
I still have my boombox that records onto
Yeah.
fucking tapes, and I got 100 fucking
Yeah,
blank
you
tapes
do.
ready to go.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he does.
Well, let's bring
this
out
fucking guy, bro.
this fucking.
This fucking guy.
I'll make some side hustle mixtapes for the fucking album. release.
Yes, hell yeah.
I guarantee you they'll sell out.
Yeah.
I
Side
guarantee just the
hustle.
same way
Yo,
that record's
There's no better side hustle to try to hustle actual mixed tapes.
I'll give them away.
At a show.
Yeah,
That is the most side hustle thing to ever do.
Yeah.
We're doing that.
yeah, of course.
Hell yeah.
Guys.
They're multicolored too.
Yeah, this is great. All right, well, thank you guys again for tuning into another edition of Bottom of the Bill. Thanks,
I don't get
Bobby,
to
for
do it?
being here, man.
I thought
Oh, yeah, you do get to do it. I'm sorry, bro.
What?
My unpopular
Unpopular
opinion
opinion.
is he's cool. No.
I completely forgot, bro. Oh, my God.
That's okay.
I'm
You're
sorry.
At,
Cut
you're
me
at
off.
my house. This is
I-
where I live. And he's telling you what to
Well,
do.
thank you, sir.
I'm so sorry.
So,
My bad.
And also, I'm the one pressing
Also,
stop
yeah.
over here. So.
I mean, you can just leave now. So not to get like too existential, but the American dream is dead.
Yeah, I agree, but you won't let. He's not gonna.
No,
get
I
you.
just feel like it.
He
it,
thinks
it
anybody can just take it off from their bootstraps.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, fuck
I
you.
just don't. I don't understand. Not even that it's dead. It doesn't just. It doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
Like just like why go do that? Like we could invest so much more money and time into like making things. Like if I go to Walmart, there doesn't need to be a cashier. We have self-checkout. Yeah, people steal all the time. Whatever. We get through. Don't get too into it. But like we have so much actual room to grow. Like if somebody wasn't worried about working at Walmart, what would they do? Or if they weren't worried
Probably
about
just waste away in their house smoking meth
There you
because that's
go.
what that's what a lot of people that work at Walmart do.
So maybe not Walmart, but like just like a normal like day 9 to 5 job.
Like I've got that is gonna be. I answer phones all day.
You
That's
answer
gonna-
phones all
yeah.
day, but guess what? There are robots that already do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
that
fucking
you're
hate that
already
so much.
Yeah, but like,
Disagree.
but I don't know.
You look at him and sell him on it. I'm right.
Well,
there
no,
with
but you agree with me, so
No,
I'm
I
looking at you.
Yeah. No, ignore the guy I disagree. Don't try and convince me.
No, I just think it's I think we're going in the wrong direction. Like it was needed at a time, but it's not now. Like people need to actually start thinking about way bigger picture things
Sure.
than actually worrying about like, oh my God, like how am I gonna get a 401k?
I
Like,
agree.
I'm like, yeah, trust me, that's like cool. Like when I'm 70 and I don't have a 401k, it's gonna suck. But like maybe I did some really dope stuff to make money since then.
I 100% agree with that. Now, do you believe also that not everybody thinks in the same way though?
Oh yeah.
So maybe some people just need to work at Walmart.
But do they want to?
Doesn't matter. You got to do something.
No, it
you
doesn't.
can't just sit around there and do nothing.
Oh, don't don't just sit around and do nothing. No, I'm saying like if people had the opportunity to do grander things.
No, don't say opportunity, because he'll just ruin.
No,
it.
I love opportunity. It's great. We all have the opportunity.
Because that's what they're saying.
It's whether
Because
or
he
not
thinks that everybody has it.
it's whether or not we
No.
it's whether or not we think in that way. You're either a dreamer or you're not.
Yeah.
Some people
True.
just believe that they're stuck in their situation.
You don't understand what you just opened.
Hell yeah.
that's
I'm a
alright.
dreamer. I get it. I'm all for it. I'm taking the mic out there, Bill.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm a dreamer. I get it.
I
I
spit.
just think they're not. But I also realize that a lot of people don't think like I do, and they also
Yeah.
need things to do and ways to make income.
True.
And to automate their jobs away to me is not necessarily the way to do it.
No, maybe not their job, but I'm saying like right now, like there will be a period of time where like people are gonna get screwed over. Like if say there was a major shift in how the world was actually run, like how things actually worked. There's gonna be a generation that's gonna get super screwed.
Totally.
Super screwed.
I'm all for that too.
But
Yeah.
that next generation, like I mean, that's when you actually have this idea of like flying cars and teleportation, like weird shit that could, like, who knows? Maybe somebody can figure it out. But they're too busy having like some random office job.
No, I don't think
Like-
the person that's going to discover, that's going to put together flying cars is working at the cashier at Walmart right now. I just don't believe that.
No,
you
but-
can't convince me that Elon Musk just would have worked at Walmart because someone like that, because they wouldn't have. And guess what? They have the opportunity not to right now. And and a lot of people, look, if you're in a rural area or in an inner city community, it's
just move.
No, I'm not saying that. I understand that it's much harder, but the vast majority of people don't live in those areas.
Yeah.
And so so again, like to me, it's just like right now, there's still a lot of opportunity for people to get themselves out of their situations.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I get the idea of a generation that's going to go through a lot of turmoil to get to the next step of society.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. I just don't know if automating a lot of the jobs is the way to get to that next step. You know?
I just feel like it would. I just feel like it would open up
Yeah.
other realms that we can't even think about right now. Like,
Yeah.
we don't even realize that they're there because this is the way that it works.
You'd probably start selling meth, right?
I mean, you can't really automate that.
Can't really automate. There's a huge need for that.
Huge
A
need.
huge need for meth. We have a huge market demand
If
right now.
you're a meth dealer, your job is safe. You
Exactly.
got some security.
You're not getting any fucking UBI.
That's the
Although-
real American dream.
Although, if they legalize all drugs and then, like, say we start having, like, Amazon deliver you your meth using a little helicopter,
Ooh.
like that.
At least the cartels don't make the money. You know what I'm saying?
The cartel's gonna see. That's how you fight the war on drugs.
You legalize
You
them.
legalize
You literally
meth
just
and deliver it to people using little tiny
Drones.
helicopters.
I'm
Just
fucking
drones.
down, bro.
And give it
We just
straight
talked about this last week.
Yeah, straight to Bezo bucks.
That's right.
100%.
Basil bucks all day. All right, well, guys, again, so now we're actually ending this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for hanging out, Bobby. Thanks for being here, man. This is a lot
man,
of
that was
fun.
awesome.
Hell yeah. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right, adios, muchachos.